Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Smart Mark Video's Best on the Indies series. Today we are graced by the presence of two fine young gentlemen, Devin and Mason Cutter, the Hooligans. Welcome, guys.
What's up? How you guys all doing?
All right, we'll start off sort of in the usual fashion for these interviews. What is your earliest memory of wrestling?
Earliest memory, I don't know the year, but I was like 4 or 5.
Okay.
So we were really young.
Road Warriors.
Yeah, Road Warriors. We jumped off the couch while our dad was sleeping on the floor and we broke his ribs.
Yep.
That's our earliest memory of professional.
The Road Warriors inspired you to do this?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they were doing something and we just... he was sleeping on midnights, and Mom
He's supposed to be watching us, but he's
supposed to be watching us, but he's sleeping.
With wrestling going.
Okay.
Wrestling's going because he was a big wrestling fan,
All right.
and he just fell asleep, and he shouldn't have. We got him.
So from an early start, you guys were
Yeah,
you're
we were
causing
big
problems.
wrestling
Oh, yeah.
fans
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Okay.
That's just the way it goes.
Was it just NWA or? Because where did you guys grow up?
Grew up in. We're in Alton, Illinois, so we
Yeah.
grew up 20 minutes from here.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got into professional wrestling. Like Dad watched, like wrestling at the Chase was this area, St.
Yeah.
Louis. So like Bruiser Brody, Dick the Bruiser, like he was King Kong Brody. He's God in St. Louis.
Mm.
Like that's the man. So like that's what our dad like really loved. So we kind of like knew about that, and then like. When WCW came about in like the early '90s, that's what we started watching. But in like 1996, it's ECW, and it was that. That was
Yeah.
it.
That was it. Yeah.
Then we give ECW marks.
We'll give ECW marks, and it was all.
What was it about ECW? Just
I
what
don't
they
know.
did?
It was something different at the time. We were.
Okay.
Fuck, I don't even know how old I was in '96. Oh, it was just something different at the time.
All right.
And like.
Yeah.
Who are your favorites?
Sabu.
Okay.
And mine's Cactus Jack.
Okay.
They were the coolest fucking dudes in the world to us.
To a lot of people, not just you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to feel like you're out on some limb there. All right. So when did you guys kind of make that mental transition into actually wanting to wrestle, or did you always want to?
We were watching ECW like probably '98-ish,
Okay.
Yeah.
and it was RVD versus Balls Mahoney,
Okay.
and it was like the fall season, everything just had us in our living room going crazy, and that's where we decided, like pretty much teenagers were like, we're gonna be pro wrestlers.
Okay.
Yeah, we wanted to be pro wrestlers, and then we went to. It's right here in Alton. It was Mason was 17, I was
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
We went to a pro wrestling place around this area. It means nothing. No one fucking even knows who the place is. They were called Max.
Okay.
They were taking wrestling to the max. That was their logo.
That was their logo.
And they had a fucking intro. Most places don't got intros nowadays. This place had their own theme song.
All right.
God damn it, and it was Mid-America Extreme.
But man, it sucked.
It sucked.
Because
It fucking
Where is it on the
sucked.
scale of that and the CZW theme?
it's
Fuck,
Below, I'm guessing.
It's
it's
below
below.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Below it
but
because, like,
CZW and then there's, what's that show in Tennessee?
TIWF.
Yeah, someone wrote a song for them. So when you go, whenever the show starts, it's like TIWF. And I'm like, okay, all right.
All right.
Greatest goddamn shit in the world.
So,
Fuck it.
I
But
put
anyways,
them
we
up there.
started training there, and, like, we never got to have a match. They thought we were never ready.
Okay.
And
The
we
trainer
thought-
just like smoked cigarettes in the
smoked
corner.
cigarettes.
For
Jeremy
real.
Lightfoot. His
Yeah.
name was Jeremy Lightfoot.
Okay.
And he goes, I'm never going to go WWE because I'm 15 pounds overweight.
You just smoke cigarettes.
It's like
Tell you you're doing
15
crap wrong.
fucking pounds is preventing you from becoming a goddamn WWE wrestler? Fuck off. It's probably your garbage. That's what's preventing you from being a goddamn WWE wrestler.
All right. Did you guys do any sports before training ever?
Oh, yeah. We both played football.
Yeah, we play football. High school.
Both were an amateur. Well, he did basketball in elementary school. I did baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did athletic stuff.
I sucked
Yeah.
at sports. Devin was like pretty alright.
Yeah, I was pretty good at football.
So
I started like varsity in my freshman year.
okay, nice.
So
But I sucked.
he sucked.
So then, where did the now athleticism? Of
Oh, I could always
all
do
the-
flips though.
Yeah, we had.
Now, how did you discover this?
When our parents got us trampoline when we were like
little
10.
kids, so then we
Okay.
were like, I just started doing crazy stuff on a trampoline,
Yeah, you
and I
started
just
doing
never
flips.
stopped. And then like I immediately started wrestling, so like it just kept going.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Kid
All right.
didn't do wrestling.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So, what was this sort of first training like? Obviously, you said the trainer didn't do much,
Oh, it was
but
terrible.
God damn it.
like, did you think you had made it by
No.
being there?
No,
okay.
no, we
you had,
knew.
you had a
decided
reasonable
that.
perspective.
knew.
But this dude was robbing us.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did rob us. Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when we
Like-
went and when pretty much whenever I graduated and then
High school.
Yeah, and he was waiting for me to graduate. Then we took off to Atlanta, Georgia to
WWE
to WWE4. He got
But our
trained
last
overseas.
day at Max, we were there when they closed the doors.
Okay.
Because they fucked us over so many times with the training and stuff, we decided to show up as fans and just heckle them the whole
Okay.
time. And
It made the promoter like get mad. He's like, I'm done with this.
I'm done with this. And then yeah, he just shut down.
Okay.
I even offered to buy his ring for $600. It was a piece of shit ring.
Mhm.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'll buy your ring, and he was like, no.
Okay. All
He
right.
ended up selling it to these yarders.
For $400, probably.
Yes.
Probably.
So,
Well, he ended up having a mental breakdown after the promotion shut down and getting himself put in a psych
Yeah.
ward.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
It was a big deal to him. Mid-America Extreme was his life.
Oh, I thought you meant going into the psych ward was a
Oh,
big deal.
no.
to him.
He probably doesn't
I mean-
care about that.
Yeah. All right. So you said it after you graduated high school, you went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
train with
so
Mr.
we were
Now, how
like-
did you discover like? Because when it came out that Mr. Hughes was training people, everybody's sort of reaction immediately was like, "What?
Yeah.
How is that a thing?"
Yeah, well,
So how did you guys discover him?
we typed in #1 wrestling
Yeah,
school
it was
in
pretty
Google,
much.
Really?
And WWE4 pops
It was
up.
pretty much
Okay.
the guy ran the
And-
school. Frank Aldrich was just pushing the crap out of it on the internet. And everything.
Yeah, he
So,
just pushes it.
Okay.
And Frank Aldridge
Good deal,
owns the
good
school.
price.
It's a good deal. It's a good price.
Okay.
And it's a notable name.
Mm-hmm.
So like we paid $700 a piece, and like at the time, like when we were looking around, it was $3,000 for Harley race. It was like
Because yeah, we would have probably went to Harley races, and then we were like, or we can just go to Atlanta and try this out. You know?
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And so we paid the money. We went down there and. We were part of the first class, but we'd already been previously trained and everything, so we'd already been bumping
Mhm.
and like running the ropes
Okay.
and locking up. It was like the lockups and everything was wrong.
I was gonna say, yeah. Did you learn anything different?
Yeah, we
from
learned
him?
everything different.
Okay.
But like
things.
we'd already bumped and everything, so like he'd already known we were doing that, and like he just got us in there and done some stuff. And then like in the first class was his first class. We're his second class.
Okay.
His first class was Heath Slater, which is the guy now in WWE. There was a guy named Brick. He quit the business. I don't know who the other guy.
John
No,
Gresham.
Governor and John Gresham.
Okay.
Fucking John Gresham was among the beginning crew.
Okay.
A Wheezy Woo. He was one of the originals. And Amian Rios. No, Amian came in our group.
Yeah.
We're part of the second group of people he got.
Okay.
And it was us, Amian, Cameron Cade. He wrestles in like South Carolina, North Carolina areas. Amian wrestles down for Booker T's promotion. He changed his gimmick name. I don't remember what it is right now.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of other guys that like came through that just are all over right now.
Okay.
But like that was the original group. We really are like part of Hughes' original like
Then
trainees.
as we were down there, Fox came in,
Nation, all those
Nation,
guys came
and
through.
then we were pretty much helping those guys out
Okay.
as it was going
Yeah.
on.
To mention a name that no one else will know because he was randomly in Illinois. Ricky Thomas, was he originally with you guys?
No.
No, he wasn't.
No, he
Okay.
was not.
Okay.
We met him though.
You met
He
him,
was
though.
part of the first crew.
Was
Keith
he?
and them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember everyone that was
No,
down
yeah.
there because
Yeah.
there's a lot of them.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But yes, I do remember Ricky Thomas.
Okay.
And like
There's a
yeah,
lot.
that's just obviously
he
a lot
just
of people.
disappeared.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got lost in the wilds of Wisconsin.
Yep. Just disappeared.
Wisconsin.
Like a lot of guys do.
Yeah. Yeah. Wisconsin. They wanted to put belts on him, so he just
So
went
he's-
into Wisconsin.
so
and
he just stayed up in
vanished.
Wisconsin.
He vanished into Wisconsin.
Still
Yeah.
works?
I have no idea. I haven't heard from him in years. Yeah, just random question. So,
I remember him. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Okay, all right. So when did you guys actually have your first debut match?
September 5th.
Okay.
September 5th, we had our first match.
Do you remember the year?
2005.
Okay.
Yeah. So September 5th, 2015 was our 10-year anniversary of our first match.
Nice.
Georgia, Douglasville, Georgia.
Douglasville, Georgia.
Deer Lick Park.
Deer Lick Park.
Okay.
That's
Who were
where
the
we had
opponents?
John Gresham and Michael Nix. And we did it for Rocky King's promotion, Boulder Wrestling Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah, Rocky King.
Do it for the kids.
Do it for the kids.
I am unfamiliar with Rocky King.
God, you don't know who Rocky King is?
I'm afraid I don't.
Look him up on the network. He has a match against Ric Flair.
Yeah, he's an old jobber.
He's an old
Okay.
jobber from back in the day.
All right.
Good guy,
Yeah, I
honestly.
mean, yeah, he did a good job.
Okay.
Great
He
guy.
would give us, like, sometimes on, we'd do these shows, like strip club shows. He ran wrestling in a strip club.
Okay.
Well, WWE 4 did, but they kept that kayfabe. Because
And
they didn't
used
want that,
his-
like, on the...
yeah.
They used his company's name on the strip club, but Frank Aldridge
But
was...
see, WWE
one
4
of
is
the guys.
also behind a strip club.
Behind a
in
strip
a building.
club.
And he
We
didn't want
were
to
connected
advertise
to the
that.
strip
Because
club.
when
Okay.
parents would show up with their kids, like 18-year-old kids, they would be like, oh,
And some
crap,
parents
is
would
that-
not
what
let
ki-
their kids
What
come.
is that up there?
Right.
He's like, it's just a bar. It's just a bar. But you can just hear, like, boom, 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 through the walls of the wrestling
Yeah,
school
and it
the
was
whole
called
time.
Club Wax.
Club
Nice.
Wax.
Nice.
And
That's
they
just a
waxed
bar.
it.
Well, you got
They
two.
waxed it good in there.
Yeah.
You got two different kinds of workers in the same place. You can all learn from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a bad
definitely.
thing.
Yeah, the owner would try to get wrestlers to be his security.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you knew he was skeezy because like he had business up top, like he was all like suit,
Yeah.
but then you got passed down there, it was all jeans,
All
and
jeans.
tennis shoes.
It's
So like in the
jeans
dark
and
it
tennis
looked good,
shoes.
but if you got out in the street lights or like in the daytime, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna rob you or something.
Okay. So how did your first match go?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I did like a crazy amount of flips.
Okay.
And a crazy amount of stuff like standing Spanish flies and stuff, and like
Yeah.
a botched reverse Rana.
A botch
Ooh.
reverse Rana with me and Gresham, and then Gresham was supposed to do a springboard front flip onto me, and he goes whoop, straight into a pile driver onto the floor.
Yeah.
And it was just like boom, and we're just having this awful match, and we're the main event to the show.
Okay.
So it's just terrible.
Tremendous.
We were doing way too much.
Okay.
Way too much.
Way too much.
Had
we
you-
thought we were doing good.
Had you already conceived of the Hooligans gimmick? Were you the Hooligans at the time?
No.
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 I don't remember.
We were Devin and Mason still, but I don't remember the last name.
Okay.
It was just something thrown on.
It
us.
was just like we were slowly becoming that.
Okay.
It still
Yeah.
took like 6 months after that before
6
we came
months
up with
of-
the hooligan gimmick.
Yeah,
Okay.
of just wrestling until we came up with the hooligan gimmick.
What was sort of your thought process and impetus behind it?
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects. And not the actual creepiness. In the movie, Captain Spaulding's character, Sid Haig, goes, "Cut the shit, it's Cutter here." That was his name of the character in the movie, and that became our last name.
Okay.
And then the Hooligans gimmick is actually from us yarding around with our buddies.
Yep.
Okay.
And we were the Hooligans.
And it just came back to that.
And
We're
it
like,
came
oh,
back
we're
to
gonna
that.
Use, we're going to use it. And it was
Okay.
like, all right, we'll use that.
How now?
And then the characters have changed over time.
Yeah,
they've
because
changed.
how often do people assumed that you were doing like soccer hooligan gimmicks, especially in the beginning?
Beginning every promotion out there.
Okay.
Everyone's
okay.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you guys are gonna do? Where's the soccer ball?" And it's just like, no.
It took like a forever for Ian Rotten to get over that.
Yeah,
Really?
It took
Yeah.
him forever, and he was just like, "You guys need to be like rugby players."
You
It's
need
just
to
like,
carry
no,
a soccer ball out of a rugby ball. It's like, no,
No.
I'm not.
Yep. The return of the rugby thug.
yeah, that's what we want to be. The return of the rugby thug and come out and have an abortion of matches.
Damn. Damn.
He did.
He wasn't that bad. Come
God
on.
damn it.
He was. I have my rose-colored glasses on from the old
There
days of
was-
IWA.
There was one match, Rugby Thug.
Okay.
And Rolling Hard was funny as shit, cool guy, but him and Rugby Thug had the worst King of Death match I've ever seen.
Okay.
God damn it, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. It was a staple gun match, and I was a fan. And as a fan, I'm just going, this is so bad. I'm just like, what are they doing? And and I'd go on to, I never met Rugby Thug. I think he's quit the business and no longer wrestles.
Yeah.
But like Rolling Hard, we only met him one time, and then he died shortly after.
Right.
But he was cool. He's like Mitch Page, funny as shit.
Mhm.
But That match as a fan when I watched it, because we knew what IWA was before we ever came into the business.
Okay. Okay.
Fucking, and when I watched that King of Death match, I was just like, this has got to be the worst match I've ever seen.
Were you guys like tape collectors, tape traders?
Yeah,
anything
pretty
like that?
much. We would find anything.
We're like
Okay.
at the end of that era of like kids doing it.
Yeah.
we were
you
getting
know?
like FMW tapes and
And
other
so
shit like that.
when ECW died off, we just started going around to like the DVD stores trying to buy anything we
Any
could
indie,
find.
any indie.
Okay.
And that was indie.
Because honestly, like, that's the one thing, like, a lot of guys don't understand. Like, when they ask, like, they're like, what is your dream? WWE all the way. It's like, my dream's dead. ECW's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I literally don't have...
You've not thought of anything else that you...
No, like, honestly, like, we just wrestle for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we want to be
Like-
well traveled. And
Like, we want to be road traveled, but, like, our dream started the day we became professional wrestlers, and we're happy doing that.
oh yeah.
Fucking WWE is just like, we're probably never gonna happen. Who cares?
Okay.
Fucking, can we make some money at this? Maybe.
Okay.
Fucking, we do our best that we can.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, but
Back when we used to just find the DVDs, though, I remember we found
Yeah.
like Kevin Steen and El Generico wrestling each other. This is like back when they probably weren't doing it for like 2 years.
Mhm.
yeah,
And we
found
were
them
like
on
showing
these
all our
DVDs.
friends, and they're like, they're just doing all this crazy stuff. Who are these people? This is crappy. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
And
Turns out it's pretty awesome, I guess.
Yeah.
they got signed.
They figured something out.
They figured something out. They got themselves signed.
Yep.
But it's like we traded. We really were infatuated with the Indies before we even got to the Indies. Like we knew
Okay.
IWA was before
Yeah.
IWA. It was a big deal to get into IWA, but not
Sure.
like
When we got into it, it was probably like on its down.
It was on its
down.
2008.
spell and everything.
It was 2008.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
And that was like the depressing IWA.
Oh yeah.
Those were the Joliet years, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joliet
and the
years,
Bellevue.
and
And
the
the
Bellevue
Bellevue
years.
years,
The
yeah.
Bellevue
Bellevue
years
were
are
depressing.
so damn depressing.
Mhm.
But like, we had fun.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I was having good
we
times.
were having good times. We hung out with Drake, Masada,
Mm-hmm.
Necro, got good in with those guys. Like, really enjoyed our time there.
Cool.
And we always tell guys, like, IWA is a good learning experience. For people.
Definitely.
It's
Fucking-
still a good
Still a good, like,
good place for great younger guys to go and get over like it's a big show. It's like training for the bigger shows.
yeah, to get yourself out there.
Mhm.
And that's how I like, that's why we got the Vikings in there and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
You just can't stay too long.
you just can't stay too long.
All right, we'll get to IWA a little more soon. So, Rob, you've had your first match, and you're mostly working around like the Georgia area. At that
Yeah,
point?
we're working
Yeah.
in Georgia and
Georgia
Alabama.
and
Okay.
Alabama mainly.
Those are our two spots we were doing a
South
lot.
Carolina illegally without license.
Yeah, without license.
Oh, okay.
That's how you did it down
That's
there.
how you do it. You just walked
The
in, and
guys
they said
just-
the commission comes out, and they go to your car and plan your match in the car, and then go out.
Yeah,
and
well,
use
they'll
your
be like,
place.
if he asks for
They won't
license,
stop the match.
just go out to the
Wow.
car and wait
Yeah.
for your match to start. Then you go do your match, and he can't stop anything. And so we went there a few times.
And that's
no one
what we
bugged
did.
us.
All right.
One other time, they were like, "Got your license?" Like, "Yeah, we go get him out of our car real quick." Went out to the car and we just sat there.
We
and
just sat
went
and
out and did
sat
our
and
match
sat.
later that night,
Did our
Wow.
match.
and then got out of there.
Okay. All right. From the end of 2007 through 2008, you worked primarily for a company called GCW. in Alabama.
Yeah.
What are some of your memories from working in GCW?
That was our first time, like, getting to work with, like, names.
Names and
Like,
Okay.
we worked, Sonny Siake, Bull Buchanan.
TNA guys,
Yeah,
XWE guys.
David Young, and were like. Then there was a couple WCW like old guys. Like,
Okay.
stuff like,
Like
Disco,
Disco
Inferno.
Inferno.
We got to work Disco
Oh,
Inferno.
man.
Okay.
Fuck! He tried to hip toss us to the floor. Disco Inferno.
He's in a
goes,
battle
hit-
royal,
yeah.
and he's going around the thing, just taking green kids and hip tossing them to the floor, and they're just like splatting. And I see this coming,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I take it, and I flip to my feet. Devin does too. He gets it back, and he chews us out.
Chews us
for
out.
not making them look good.
Not making him look good, and he goes. You get your turn whenever it's your turn. He was like, you put people over whenever you're on the bottom like this. You're coming up. You need to be out there making me look good. And I'm just like, oh no, fuck off! I'm not dying.
Yeah, and then the crappy thing is, before everyone went out there, they literally told the green kids, like, this guy, Disco Inferno, this guy, whatever, this guy, they're the
You listen to
you listen to them, they're the ones throwing everyone out. And so everyone's just like, okay, and he's like, hip toss. And he's just chucking motherfuckers.
I was just like, I ain't doing that.
Okay.
But it was our first match we ever worked for GCW. We get put in there, and it's a handicap against Bull Buchanan. He just came back from Noah.
Okay.
And the promoter, WWE4's got a lot of, like, heat down there.
Why is that?
because Hughes programs the kids that his training is top of the line,
Okay.
and that
It's right, and
And
other
that-
people, and like a lot of people down there are doing a lot of things wrong.
They
And
really
he's
are.
just stubborn about things. Like Hughes is because it's because of Hughes. A lot of people have heat with Hughes, and it's because like the green guys down there, or like guys that have been vets for like 10
Southside
years.
Trash, they'd worked with us, or no, they didn't work with us. They go, Mr. Hughes, will you watch our match? Mr. Hughes have been around for a while.
Okay.
And they've been around for a while. These guys have been working for like 15 years.
Mhm.
And then Mr. Hughes goes, the school's open Monday to Thursday after their match.
Yeah. Well, people
So
will be like,
yeah, like they hate Mr. Hughes.
they'll be like,
Gotcha.
"How was my match?" And he'll be like, "Well, this was wrong, this was wrong, this wrong. My training's this and this." And he'll be like, "Oh, I've been doing it for 10 years." He'll be like, 10 years wrong.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Okay.
that.
And he says that.
He's just
But
blunt.
He's
Blunt.
just blunt.
But he's
And-
right.
But
a
he's
lot
and
of
it's
times.
great as a
'Cause,
teacher
like,
because he's so blunt with you. You're just like, okay.
And I know he's right because every time I've been around like bull became like the vets that do matter. They always tell me, yeah, you're doing it right, you're doing it right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Keep doing
that's
what
what
you're doing.
gets to the story with the bull. We worked this handicap match, and the promoter, who's not really a big fan of WA4 students, he wants us to get the shit kicked out of us.
Okay.
And we go out there and we fight back.
Mhm.
We start hitting bull as hard as he's hitting us.
Yep.
Which, let me
And
tell
it's-
you, that motherfucker hits hard.
Yeah, and when like he's
And-
not selling, so like I'm selling his stuff appropriately, but I'm going with it. Like I'm
But
not.
he's
like,
not selling. He's
not
just
dying.
going.
I'm not dying.
But then again, I don't care. Bull, I even at the time and even now, if Bull Buchanan decided at 6'9" not to sell my shit, I don't give a crap.
Sure.
Don't sell for me. Eat me up. Thank you, Bull Buchanan. It was an awesome time.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, and that's what it was. We fought back as
Well,
hit as we could.
we fought
When
back,
got
and
to
then
the
we
back,
hit all of his spots.
We hit all his
crisp.
spots good. We got to the back. He comes to the back. Everyone's quiet in the locker room. They're just silent
Mhm.
because they saw us out there chopping him and like fucking fighting back as hard as we can, and everyone's just silent, silent, silent. He comes to the locker room. His face is real intense, and then he smiles and he lifts out his arms and he goes, "Come here, that was a hell of a job."
Yep.
And he hugs us, and then we got a job.
Nice.
Yep. And then
And
he
that's how
started
working.
going around Georgia putting us over.
Yeah.
And so then like every vet down there from like Nightmare,
Ted Allen.
Ted
Nightmare
Allen.
Ted Allen.
Ted
He's
Allen,
passed
okay.
away.
yeah, but he was all about us.
He put us over. He was just like, I heard you guys work an old school way, and then it was just, he was just like really into us and like
Yeah.
put us on his show,
Okay.
and it was just how it went through Bull. It was just
Okay.
that opportunity with Bull, and then we met David Young, and David Young, he would be like, tell us everything that he'd be like, he was like, you guys take great bumps, stop that. And we were
He's
just
like-
like, why? And he was like, because if you take great bumps, you become a jobber.
Yeah,
He was like, if you want to be a jobber, take great bumps. And he was like, don't put people over as good as you do.
because
He was like, only put them over as good as you can.
I
He
would
was
go
like,
out.
don't take the extra step.
But I
Okay.
got it over time. It's like if
He didn't mean bury people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't mean bury people. He just meant like don't overly kill yourself bumping because then everyone's gonna see you as a bumper and be like that guy can get everyone over
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
just use you as that.
Okay.
And he was like
That's what
teaching
he's
us
getting
via
at.
his
Yeah.
career.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
he would tell us, he'd be like,
That's what happened to him.
He was like,
he
that's
good
what
at
happened to
bumpers
me.
when he was young and like WCW.
he was like, I can bump. He was like, I got a job in WCW because I was 250 pounds and I could bump like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
And he was like, I didn't look like the other guys that got jobs because they needed someone that could bump for the bigger mid-card guys. So that's what I became, the mid-card jobber everywhere I went.
Okay.
And then he was like, if you guys want to do that, and he goes, it's a job. And he was like, but goddamn it hurts.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's more painful than anything else out there.
Okay.
And he was like, because bumping sucks.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah.
So, I mean, being in the South, and the South can have a very sort of, they're kind of set in how they think wrestling is.
Yeah.
And you guys have sort of developed this kind of hybrid. How did you sort of get there?
That's also why Dode 4 was set off because like we did not wrestle. We wrestled like the good shine heat come back home in like Memphis style that the South likes,
Mhm.
but we also had all these high spots
Right.
That we like doing.
that we like doing, and they were like that's too much.
That's
or
too much.
Heels can't do that.
It's not
Blah,
WrestleMania.
blah, blah. So we always cut the edge on that.
Okay.
But when we got up here, you know, you get a lot of guys, like, some people, I hear it all the time, it's like, oh, you're working the Hooligans, it's going to be simple.
Okay.
And it's like, whatever, I guess we are simple. But at the same time, it's like,
It's like the other side of the picture up here. Like up here, it's all about spots and
All about
and
spots.
no
Everyone
story.
wants to be this way.
And then like down south, it's all about story and no spots. It's like you just need to combine everything. and
So we just combine the
combine
two
the high
worlds.
spots and the stories, and you got some good wrestling.
Yeah.
Because like I like Memphis, ECW, FMW. I like it.
You gotta have
I
the
don't
drama
care
behind
for
it.
Ring of Honor, WWE, or any of that.
Yeah.
Like when I see like Davey Vega versus I can't remember his name right now. He wrestled him last night. I'm being really asshole, but I know his
DJZ.
yeah, his new name. I know it's Zion.
Mhm.
Fucking, but I see the match. I watch it. I enjoy it, but it's not my thing.
Right.
Like I don't sit and get excited and like whatever. I harassed everyone for like the last 2 weeks because I was sending Kamala and Kevin Sullivan
Okay.
going, you guys don't even know what a 5-star match is. Fuck all this. This is goddamn the match right here. Kevin Sullivan, fucking Kamala, they're brawling all over Kurgan Hall. I was like, this is the match. And people are just like, I guess.
Kevin Sullivan don't sell.
Kevin Sullivan don't
No,
sell
he does
shit.
not.
He doesn't
He's
sell.
just
One match I
walking
want to
through
see.
it.
The No Pain Train.
Gypsy Joe versus no Kevin Sullivan.
I don't
wish
know if
that
it's ever happened.
I
I
can't
hope
find
it
footage
has.
of it.
I don't know.
Because
yeah.
it would just be
They're
like,
just two dudes not selling.
Yep.
Just hitting each other would be the greatest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I would love it.
I would mark out. I'd be like, this is the
It
greatest
wouldn't.
thing in
It
the
would.
world.
If some people would be like, that looks terrible.
I wouldn't care.
Like awesome.
Nice. Okay. Was there a moment for you guys where it's sort of like where wrestling made sense?
2012.
Not till then.
Well, there's like different stages.
Yeah.
Back whenever I like in like 2007 ish or 6, we did, like in Macon, Georgia, we discovered that our trainer Hughes was right about Shine, Heat, Come Back Home.
Okay.
And
we
falsies.
put the match properly together.
With all of
and
our
it was
hot
the first
spots.
time we ever done it.
And the crowd
and
was
the crowd
hot.
was hot.
And I was like, oh.
This is the first time we'd ever figured out how to properly work.
Okay.
And we were getting heat as heels.
Heat
and
as
the babies
heels.
were getting pops.
Yeah, and it was all
And
just
it
coming
connected
together,
there.
and then we were just like, why we just never not do it this way all the time?
Yeah.
And so we always did it, and it's difficult sometimes because like in the modern era, you know, the generic Shine Heat Come Back Home is not. It's not frowned on, but it's definitely not like.
They feel like it's overplayed or something.
Yeah,
or
they feel like it's
wanna
overplayed.
Edit
It's not,
it up.
They want to edit it up. They want to do it different. Like
Fans don't notice.
fans
That's
don't
all I'm
notice.
No.
Fans don't notice.
It's very
They
true.
enjoy it.
It's
They
very true.
enjoy it. Like everyone likes us, I think.
If you don't like us, you can't take a joke. That's what I always
that's
say.
the only thing.
Everyone likes the Hooligans. If you don't, you can't take a joke.
You can't take a joke.
It's that simple.
We've either harassed you too much, or you find us very annoying. That's it. That's it. There's either like us or hate us. That's all.
Right.
There's no
When-
fucking in between.
When did we start connecting more into later? You said like 2012?
2012, we started knowing who we were.
Okay.
Like we started knowing exactly what we were doing, who we were trying to promote, what we were doing. We started Ian Rotten's company IWA in 2008 to 2012. We were working with him steadily. We were growing. We worked for LWA, which is now St. Louis Anarchy. We worked for them. We did Insanity Pro Wrestling. We were trying to travel, but I was married at the time, was not allowing it. I got divorced in 2012. That might also be the reason why we started doing stuff.
Right.
Okay.
It was also
Fucking-
blew up for some reason.
But
Divorce.
we knew what we were trying to sell now.
Okay.
We'd always done the flip stuff, so that was like people like discovering it is like they were like in 2012.
I
I
was-
was like, these guys are doing flips. And
I did a
was
little
like,
less,
Right.
and we did it on smaller stages.
No, because Ian, no knock on Ian for this, but he has his way of heels, and heels shouldn't be shiny, flashy, whatever. Me and Mason, we have our heel, and we do like a little bit of shine in the high spots. That's what we do. But when we worked for Ian, we didn't really have, like, from 2008 to 2012, well, in 2011 we walked. We left after the 2011 King of Death. No heat on anyone. It was a decision by us. We just felt
wanted
we were
to
wrong.
Find something new.
And we left.
Okay.
We were done.
Okay.
Fucking, and everything's under the bridge. Nothing matters. It was our decision.
Mhm.
We didn't say fuck you to anyone.
We never even
just,
talked to anyone. We
we were just like
didn't contact
done.
for bookings.
We were done. We don't want to do this no
Faded.
more.
Right.
Fucking, and but during that time we learned. Like, he was bringing us, we worked Necro, Masada, Drake, and like all these guys. But we were working, and Jimmy Jacobs and all these guys, but we were working more of a brawler style.
Okay.
And in 2012, it was like, okay, we got over with brawlers or whatever, anything like that. But it's like, we want to show people that we're just more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, we want you to see us in a different light. So in 2012, at a Beyond showcase, we had a triple threat with Eric Ryan, Davey Vega, and Cajun Coy, Alex Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And we got really over, and Drew liked us, and he started booking us, and Beyond really helped us out with getting us lots of exposure with companies.
Okay.
Because Ian got us where the boys knew who we were, but the fans really don't.
But when did that Beyond what was it, St. Louis Anarchy Connection thing?
Yeah, it was a doubleheader.
But it was also in
in
AIW's building, so that kind of got us in AIW.
It got us
Okay.
a couple shots
And
of
then,
AIW in 2013. They kept contacting, but it just nothing that would ever work out. And then they gave us a couple shots and a couple chances, and we got over really big there too in that crowd.
Okay.
And AIW was actually another help that got us over. We had Beyond, and AIW was really helping us get over.
Okay.
And then during the time, like, we would do all that stuff. And from 2012 to 2014, we were really, like, pushing to travel, really doing as many shows as we can. We went back to work for Ian, but this time we were, it was better situations
Okay.
and everything, so we were getting more out of it. We booked our, I made sure I got my guys into the shows.
And we started doing Beyond tapings.
And we started doing Beyond tapings.
Okay.
Because Drew got into us.
Okay.
Drew got into
And that
it.
was really...
If it wasn't for Drew getting behind us in 2012 and thinking that we were something special and everything like that, we probably wouldn't have got as much exposure.
Yeah,
as we
definitely.
did.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Beyond helped us out big time.
All right.
So then we got behind with Drew, and we started going out there. We did it only like 2-3 times maybe. Only like every few months we would go out there. And Drew loved us every time. And then we got the idea with Drew to make the St. Louis tapings because we ain't got to drive. You can
Yep.
tape it anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, so then we started doing that gimmick. And we were pretty much like, yeah, these girl versus guys make a lot of hits. So then we pretty much was like, Heidi Lovelace is really good, and Jordan Grace is really good, and so we had a match with them. I mean, it's like 100,000 some views
It's
by now.
100,000 plus views.
Okay.
And that helped us out a lot too. And then as we were going about, and AIW, we did a show for the AIW. That's how we got to Mexico. That's how we got contacted. Is they saw a highlight reel of us in AIW.
Okay.
And, they contacted us.
Yeah, like-
Okay.
NGX, they contacted us.
All right.
And they were just
And we
like,
did
oh.
4 trips to Mexico in 2014. And then as the years grew on, from 2012 on up, we just started making more connections with more people.
Okay.
Started
doing
working more
and
places.
then doing Beyond live shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just kept growing, and then like just hanging out with Necro all the time just created our other mentality where it was just like, you think it matters, but it doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter. You know?
Okay.
So that's how our mentality came to wrestling too.
Okay.
So that's just the way it is.
All right. Let's rewind back to 2008. Like you said, you started with IWA Mid-South in 2008. Obviously, that meant a lot to you guys at the time.
Yeah.
So what were sort of your impressions coming in for the very first time?
The impressions were to make connections, get over, and get brought back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the main thing.
And I was intimidated because I didn't really like watch the newer stuff. So when I got there, they had like Sammy Callahan versus like Ali, and they like killed it.
Yep.
And then I was like, all right, we're gonna have to step our game up because after watching Callahan, I was like,
Okay.
yeah, they're on a level that we're not because we're just coming from the South. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, we literally were coming from the South.
Right.
So we were doing cool stuff, but not on that level.
Right.
We weren't like that.
Did you guys come up with that original tryout show that he did that
Yeah,
that
first
Gresham was
tryout
on
ever.
and Bill the
Yep.
Butcher and those
Yep.
guys?
Yep,
Okay.
we're on the first tryout.
Okay.
ever.
The reason Bill and Gresham were on it is because we were
we
like,
told them to
we
come.
called
Really?
them. We're like, hey, look, we gotta get the WWE for it. It was supposed to be a tag match, but when we got up there, because if we wrestled each other, we would have got. Well, we all got on anyway. But
Yeah.
we were going to wrestle each other and just do what we had done for like the last 3 years and just kill it.
Okay.
And then they were like, no, we can't have that. We know who Gresham is. We he needs to do a singles match. Blah,
Okay.
blah,
It was Trick's decision or something like that. Joe Eastman and Trick were
wanted to
pulling
see
the
Gresham.
strings on the tryout or something for that.
And then they put us with I don't know the name now, but it's like the Hollywood something.
It was Murdoch
It's
and
Murdoch
his
and his brother.
gimmick.
And
Okay.
we were just like, well, don't know who they are. We're getting over.
Yeah, we're getting over.
And we
Okay.
just did our thing.
we
got over.
did our thing. We got over. And
Mhm.
it may have been selfish, but they should have done the same.
Right.
That's
Everyone
their
was
fault.
there to get over. And
Yeah. Yeah. Now coming in also, obviously, Ian by that point had definitely developed a certain reputation. Was
Yeah.
that a concern for you guys coming in at all, or was it you wanted this place to work as a next stage in your
Oh
career?
no, we're green. We were only 3 years in the business.
Okay.
Whatever short paydays or whatever was the reputation at the time, it didn't fucking
Yeah.
matter to us.
Okay.
It was.
That's every indie show at that point.
That's every
Sure.
indie show.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
If you're delusional in indie worker in this day and age, and you don't think you can get shorted on an indie show, you're delusional.
Right.
Right.
It happens all the time.
Okay.
Average
So
indie show.
like it's the average indie show. So when we came in working with Ian, honestly, I'm not going. There was only 2 shows we never got paid for. Ian Rotten. They go. I can name the 2 of them. They were both in Litchfield, Illinois. We were not paid.
Okay.
And it's because he knew we were living 45 minutes from the video.
Okay.
Yep. And he ran the shows. We did not get paid. Those are the only 2 times we did not get paid.
Mhm.
And every time Ian's always paid us.
Yeah.
But we don't ask for. We're not asking for 500 goddamn dollar paydays where he can short us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Okay. You guys ended up in a feud with Ian and
Yeah,
Axel. So
Ian
what
and
are
Axel.
some of your memories from being in that, and especially being ECW fans? I'm sure that that had a little bit of a jump.
It was
in you,
cool at
too.
first.
Yeah.
It was cool at first.
Okay.
And then it was like all the time, and it was just like eventually Necro was like to get out of a feud with Ian. You just gotta
You gotta
eat him up.
You gotta eat
Okay.
him up. You can't take his stuff. You gotta keep cutting him off.
You gotta
Don't
keep
let him get
cutting him
over.
off, don't let
And he
him
goes,
get-
if he
Okay.
stops getting over, he'll find someone else to work with. I'm like,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I did that, and like 3 matches later, was not working him. Was in a feud with Necro.
So what? So, is there anything in particular you guys did in terms of the
No, it was just like he would hit us with reckless stuff. We did it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just like I chucked a toolbox into
Yeah.
his face.
Okay.
Fucking-
Okay. You got to go into a little more detail on that one. That seems a little extreme.
Well, like
So we
You
did
did.
this match. It was in Aurora, Illinois, and there's this fucking Ian. Sorry, Ian. Fucking, but he is beating the shit out of me, and he's stiff. I've already took like 2 chair shots and a ladder to the fucking forehead that I didn't know he had. Because I was just standing out in the crowd. I'm moving around. I'm looking for Mason and Necro. Because Necro and Ian
Yeah.
versus us.
Okay.
And I'm looking for Mason and Necro. And I'm just like, where the hell did they go? So I'm looking around. And I turned.
Oh.
Damn fucking ladder right in the head. I'm touched my head. And I'm got like hard way coming. I'm just like, God damn it, motherfucker. And I'm fucking crawling. And I see the toolbox. And I see it and lift up the apron. And here comes Ian around the side. And I'm just like, ah! And it just goes ping. Down he goes.
And it hits, the
tools
tools
go
go
everywhere.
everywhere.
And I'm just like, oh man, I hope he's okay. And I'm just like, I go over and he's laying there and he's like, ah! And I'm just like, ugh. So, well, it happens.
and
So
then-
what was his feel? Did he talk to you about it afterwards?
No, he wasn't really mad.
He
or
didn't
anything.
say anything?
He said he got knocked out. He said his
Yeah, everything was cool. There was no like actual issues. Like also in that match, I fucking hit Necro in the head.
And Necro thought he had a screwdriver, so
Died,
Necro got
screwdriver.
color.
He got color. He
Oh, no.
comes
And then,
up, and I'm just like, oh fuck! He just juiced
and
on
we're-
my fucking chop.
And then Devin's like, you just juiced off my chop, and Necro's like, you should just sell that like it's the best chop in the business.
Best chop in the
Giant
business.
Baba, son. Giant Baba.
Fucking, rah! Motherfuckers juice from this fucking right hand.
God damn it.
Now, especially in that environment, and you know, having refed at IWA Mid-South in the past and working with Ian, there is a sense of you're not sure what's happening. How how did you find working in that way, especially being young in the business, and probably how you would work
No,
from
goddamn
working
it.
before?
No, okay, like honestly, like Mr. Hughes teaches us blind.
Does he? Okay.
That is the way you're supposed to call a match.
Okay.
That is the way it's supposed to be. You play in the finish. That's it.
Okay.
So when we came to work, like honestly, like I'm not gonna lie to you, like we prefer to work blind.
Mhm.
We just want to go from the hot tag on.
Okay.
Everything else before doesn't matter. We'll just figure it out.
Pretty much.
Fucking, we go on the fans' reaction. That's how we work. It's act and react. That's,
Mhm.
it's just, I guess that makes us simple and old school. Whatever. Fucking, but like, Ian would be like, tell us stuff, and then when we get out there, he wouldn't do any of it. It would just be fucking.
I
The
thought-
finish would change
For
sometimes.
the first few months, I honestly thought he was ribbing me.
Okay.
I thought he was ribbing me because he'd call a match, and then we'd go out there and just do the finish maybe. And sometimes not even that. So I honestly thought he was ribbing me. I was like, man, he's just calling us for a rib and then not going out there and do what he wants. I thought he was just
he
ribbing
does
me.
whatever he wants.
But really,
Okay.
he wasn't. I found that out like
Everyone said that's
Thomas
just
said
how-
was like, oh, that's just what happens.
yeah.
I was
He's
like,
like,
okay.
this is what Ian does.
We
Yeah.
just we don't. Then we eventually were like, why are we calling stuff? And then eventually we didn't call nothing.
Yeah, we
And
didn't call anything.
Those were the
we
best
wouldn't even
matches.
talk. Those were the best matches, actually.
Okay.
When we would work Ian and Sal, and we literally would not call anything, not even the finish.
Sal Thomas
Oh.
Sally?
Yeah,
Yep.
Sal
Okay.
Thomas Sally. And that was when we came back to working with Ian.
Okay.
We it was like a couple months
Which was okay because then you got to deal with Ian fighting all the whole time, but you got Sal and you're learning off Sal.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Sal was always like trying to teach
like
grandkids.
I mean, you learn with Ian, and you learn fight back,
Okay.
or you're gonna get eaten up.
so you do learn.
You do learn.
It's some trial by fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Now, how was Axel different for working with?
Axel is light as a feather.
Yeah, you just out there. He's
depending on the gimmicks,
Okay.
like what was in him.
Mm.
But other than that, man, Axel was always a breeze. He was cool as fuck.
Did you guys do a no rope barbed wire with
There
them?
no rope barbed
Yeah, that
wire.
was like my first-
Ian
I was gonna say, was that your
thing.
first?
Ian, yeah, it was our first one.
Okay.
I was in a figure four by Axel. Ian walks up to me and hits me straight in the face with a steel
boom,
chair
on the ground.
on the ground.
And then Ian looks at
Whoosh!
me and goes, "You gotta buy time.
You gotta
Your
buy
brother's
time.
knocked out.
He's knocked out.
He's knocked out.
And
Buy
I'm
him
just
time."
laying on the fucking
And I'm
ring.
like, I'm green going, what am I going to do? He's like, buy him time. And I'm like, I guess get beat up by Ian and Axel together because they're both standing now. And yeah,
just
that
laying
actually
there.
was what bought time. Then I stood there and they gave me the double concerto.
Concerto. That was buying time.
That was buying time. Devin's
Giving
knocked
me
out,
back.
and now I have the fear of like, what the crap? And they're like, don't put your arms up, you'll bust your elbow. So I'm like, "Tsh," and I didn't get hurt.
All right.
So
But I mean, it was. a
Devin
good
was knocked
time.
out, though,
I was
for a
knocked
while.
out. Axel was
Like a
cool
dead
most
body.
of the time.
Yeah.
I was
Scariest
worried.
thing Axel ever did to me was threaten to blade me with scissors. I chucked him out of the ring.
Okay.
Told
Good
him
idea.
no.
Yeah. Now, was that your first like major sort of gimmick match, or had you done other matches like that?
No, that was the first one.
Definitely
No rope barbed
first.
wire was our first one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We've
So-
done brawls
Street fight,
probably
brawls,
Yeah,
all that
before
shit.
that, but nothing like
Yeah, no
IWA
gimmick.
style.
No,
Were
not
you-
like IWA.
What was your feeling going into something like that? It's a
I-
pretty intimidating environment
I've always loved
to me.
yeah, it is. No, I've always
No,
loved
it
hardcore,
is.
but I never wanted to be a deathmatch wrestler.
Never
Okay.
wanted it.
Right.
So
That's something we never
the
wanted.
few death
Okay.
matches that we did do in IWA are like. Some people know us for that, and I'm like, I don't even know why. But the few I did, it was more like we got talked into.
Okay.
I don't regret none of it, but I
Mhm.
also don't like push none of that. The only match that I really liked out of that was like I respect is like I wrestled Drake Younger in one of the King of Deaths, so like wrestling Drake Younger as something,
Okay.
and like but it was also intimidating because like he takes it real serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out there like getting my ass beat, but
What was the match in that? What was the step? You remember?
yeah, all
Home run.
no the log cabins.
Yeah, but it was you had to.
I had to go
break
through all these like light tube
Yeah.
log cabins, like 8 of them,
Oh, okay.
before the pinfall could happen.
or whatever it was.
And
okay.
like I took 4, he took 3, so
All right.
good times.
Nice. Were you ever in King of the Death?
Yeah, I was in 2. We did 2010.
We wrestled each
2011.
other.
We wrestled each other in 2011.
Okay.
I beat him and moved on because I'm the
Yeah.
better brother.
Yeah,
Ah.
he's the better one. He just
Nice.
beats me.
Nice. Were you guys ever in Double Death?
No,
Did you ever
we
do
never
that
did
one?
Double
No.
Death.
Okay. Okay.
Probably would have though.
Probably would have, but
Back then I definitely would have.
Okay.
like, that's whatever.
Who was there anybody in IWA that sort of you didn't expect to kind of meet that became like a good help to you guys? It sounds like Necro obviously was a big.
Necro was the big help.
Yeah.
He gave us a
We
lot
hung
of
out with him.
influence.
He was the first dude because like we're sitting in the locker room and all these vets and everything. They just it's green kids. Necro just hung out with
Necro
us.
hangs out with green kids.
Yeah,
that's
that's what he
that's
does.
his thing. So like a lot of the guys would be over here and like Necro would be with you and I'm like.
And then people start calling. There's like they just hang out with Necro for a shot, and it's just like no, Necro's never even got us a booking. Not once.
Never got us a booking.
Not fucking once.
Right.
Like even back years like now before like Necro got out of the business or what he's doing now. Like we're doing Jersey All Pro. People still were like, oh, they're just using Necro for that booking. Homicide got us that booking.
That is Homicide. That's 100% shoot. Homicide because I destroyed a bar and
Homicide
he
thought
really
it was
loved
cool.
it. And
yep, and we had a good time.
You can't
with
just say you destroyed a bar and not kind of elaborate on the situation.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
it
You
was
can't
weird.
just kind
It
of
was-
like.
It was after IWS. Why? Like I still can't. You can't.
I can't knock
IWA because this is like 2014.
Okay.
And we're wrestling Homicide and,
And B-Boy.
IWA and B-Boy.
And we go out and party with them, and me and Mason are just going crazy. Like, Mason's throwing ice at the
the bartenders and shit.
she's like, stop.
Every time we
And
crack the
Mason
beer,
just chuck it.
I'm making everyone throw the lids at everything, like the TVs and
And,
stuff. I'm like, you
I'm
have
going
to do
into
it.
the bathroom with all my beer bottles,
And
I'm shattering them
No,
all
I don't know
over
he's
the
doing this.
bathroom
No
floor.
one knows
No
it.
one knows I'm doing it. Everyone's just going, there's glass everywhere. And I'm just fucking shattering, and Homicide comes up and he catches me. And he was just like, man, this has been you this whole time? And I was like, yeah. And he takes the beer bottle and shatters it. And I shatter mine. And we go out there and fucking everyone now finds out that we're shattering stuff. And B-Boy's like, we gotta get out of here. You guys are just causing too much of a fucking nuisance. And I go, you want anything off this wall, Homicide?
Anything. And this place is full of crap. And
Full
it's
of crap.
nailed down,
There's this
too.
home sweet home sign just right there, and I go, it's yours.
And it came
I
off the
rip
wall.
it off the wall, and we're walking outside, fucking, and he was just, you're fucking over, kid. And I'm just like, and I give him the fucking sign, and he takes it, and he fucking takes it home on a goddamn airplane, contacts us the next day.
You want
And
to work
goes,
for
"You wanna
Jersey
work
All
for
Pro?
Pro?
I was like,
And I go,
yes, I
yeah.
do.
And he goes, get a hold of Steve Mack. And we got a hold of Steve Mack. And
Okay.
we for Jersey All Pro. And Steve Mack goes, you guys are in with Dylan, right? And I was like, yeah, I know Dylan. I've known him for a while. And he goes, you want to be part of the Hillbilly Wrecking Crew?
I was like,
And
yes,
he was like,
do.
and I was like, yeah. And then Necro goes, you have bib overalls? And I go, yeah.
Yeah, Necro gets a hold of us from Mexico. And he's
Yeah.
like, through someone else. He's like, you got to get bib overalls for the gimmick. And so we got those, and that's how
Well,
the
I already
changed.
had them. Like, because.
He says that's what Devin wears every day.
Yeah.
And my dad.
Yeah,
Okay.
and our dad.
So anyone that comes over,
the bib
and my
overalls
dad,
cut in the shorts,
shorts,
my dad has been wearing since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So I
Like-
don't remember him not wearing shit like that.
I forget he even wears them. So then some people come over there and be like, God damn the.
yeah, your
bib."
dad's wearing hooligan gimmick.
All right. Very cool. All right. In going once again, rewinding a little bit. We'll always get to the other stuff again. March 2010, you guys had your first match against OI4K, at the
Yep.
time known as Irish Airborne,
Yep.
for IPW. So what are your thoughts on those guys and working with them?
The first time we worked them, it was the first time we ever debuted for them. They beat the living shit out of Joseph Schwartz and this other Jew guy.
The
They were at a
Jew-
kosher club, and I mean, it was a beat.
They worked twice, and they went out there, and like, I don't know what happened, but they beat the crap out of them. There was blood everywhere, so I'm like,
Dude's eyes are swollen, noses are swollen. Jake just comes back and he goes, hey, you guys want to go over the match?
I'm like,
And then
oh,
we're
yeah.
just like,
I guess we do.
fuck
Okay.
yeah, I guess we're going to end up fist fighting these
I was gonna say,
guys.
were you expecting kind
Yeah,
of a
we were
similar?
expecting it to be like stiff or something bad, and we go over the match and everything, and it just goes well. Everything
Goes super
clicked
well.
Super well. The match was really good at the time.
That's another time period where we were like, oh, we learned more off wrestling.
Yeah, they taught
helped
us a lot.
Like they over the years of working them, even through JCW and
Because even
AEW.
then in 2010, we still are a very simple tag team,
Mhm.
but they are not.
Right.
Fucking so like, we learned how to create the falsies and the waterfall effect that's a lot of guys use, and incorporate it into our style, but keeping our Memphis style.
Okay.
And then still incorporating this big high spot hot tag that they were doing.
Mhm.
So then that we learned from them.
Okay.
So yeah,
And then we just kept going with it with the, because like Dave would always say, he was like, it doesn't fucking matter. He was like, the hot tag on is where everything is going to be remembered.
Mhm.
And then so we were just like, yeah, who gives a fuck about the rest of it? Hot tag on.
Okay.
Fucking, that's just what we did. And that was Dave telling us that. And then 2010 is when we started doing it that way.
Yeah.
We would just start playing from hot tag on.
Okay.
And not giving a shit about the rest of the shit.
All right. 2011, you guys said you took a step away from IWA.
Took a step away.
Yeah.
One of
so
the things that's in the back of my head why that happened was actually because we were feuding with Irish Airborne at IPW, and we chose King of Death over continue the feud with them on one of the shows because of loyalties to Ian. Even though that feud
And it fucked
was
us
way
over.
more powerful.
Did it
That's why we left IWA.
So, not because we were mad at IWA, we're mad at ourselves for making that bad decision. And,
made a
Okay.
bad decision.
and the reason why is like we had to like get away from IWA so we can focus on these other new opportunities.
New opportunities.
Because Ian's not gonna allow that unless you separate.
Yeah.
At least that's how I felt.
okay.
You know.
Okay.
So, like, he's always going to book us. He's always going to put us against people, and, like, he wants 100% loyalty out of his guys. That's what he likes. And as a promoter, any promoter wants that. No knock on Ian for wanting guys to stay loyal.
Yeah.
Fucking, you want your guys to stay loyal, so they keep drawing for you. And so it was just like, in 2011, we shot ourselves in the foot because
That feud could have like
it could have been better for us.
yeah.
Okay.
We were going to be the tag champs
Yeah.
at IPW.
And so because you guys weren't there.
Yeah,
It-
they
everything
decided
just cut it off.
they were dissolved. They're done with us.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so we
All
were
right.
like, oh, first decent opportunity outside IWA, and we shot ourselves in the foot. They didn't contact us. They didn't talk to us. The promoters wouldn't have nothing to do with us. They started
Okay.
booking Matt Cage and Alex Cass.
And our pay,
instead.
and they were paying us okay, so our pay was all right. So we had bumped up pay and everything, and we fucked ourselves over that.
Fuck
Okay.
it.
And Matt Cage and them were getting paid less, and they went right in. So it's that's the game of the wrestling.
That's the
That's
name
how
of the
that
game.
works.
So along the way, obviously, like as you guys have talked about learning different ways of wrestling, how was sort of also learning the business of wrestling for you guys? Like who say, for example, like who controls the bookings? Who is the contact guy?
I do
for
all
you
that.
guys?
Yeah.
You do. Okay.
I do
Big
all
Okay.
Daddy Dev.
Yeah, I
It's
do
all right.
all the bookings. I do all
Big
the
dog.
contacting. I
Okay.
do everything.
Okay.
I handle all the business.
Have you just
Uh,
found you have sort of just a bitter? Like-
Mason's a recluse. I'm a social butterfly.
He's stronger
Fair enough.
personality.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I do.
He
it all.
calls all the matches too because it's simpler for one guy, and
Yeah.
also like
I know everything he's gonna do.
yeah, and then like all of our double teams are all in our spots, so like I'm getting over no matter what.
Okay.
And like if I was gonna call matches, it'd be exactly the same way he's gonna call us. So I might as well just shut up and let one person talk.
Okay.
Some teams don't do that, so it makes it hard to talk. So you
Goddamn,
got two
it's
guys
just two
talking,
Yeah.
going bam, bam,
and you
bam,
think
bam,
they're
bam.
talking about the match, but really they're just talking about what they're gonna do together, and you're
Yeah.
confused half the time.
Right. On the business side of it, like how have you found sort of having to, because obviously your value goes up, your value changes at certain
Yeah.
points. How did you find sort of learning how to approach that and dealing with promoters and kind of not being being undervalued essentially?
You just gotta eventually realize your own self-worth.
Okay.
And, self-worth, that's kind of delusional too, because our self-worth in the business is kind of very low. Self-worth should be like $1,000.
Sure.
But you know, you gotta. As time went on, and like, it's not the promoters or anyone that you realize the business. It's the fans.
Okay.
Like me and him started realizing, like everywhere we go, it's like the fans love us.
Mhm.
Like we get over,
Get pops or over.
get pops. We can't even be heels in some promotions.
Yeah, like even like we went to FIP this year, and it's like they're like, oh, I can't believe that you guys are already over down here. And
Yeah.
it's like the fans already they know us already. So
They already
it's like,
knew us.
It's just wherever we go, we're like, you just the more and more
And then,
steam you
so
get.
it's
the more
like
and more
if the
people
fans know and love you, it's like then yeah, I'm worth more. I think I should get paid more. So
Okay.
that's what it turned into. It was just like, and that was with Ian. With Ian, you learn that too. It's just like okay, Ian, like the fans love us. I think I want more.
Yeah.
And then he would just give us more. But that's also Hughes taught us. We were very business oriented from
Good.
the very beginning.
Because he
Yeah.
puts that in your head.
He
from
puts
the
that
start.
in your head. He was like, you shouldn't work for $5. He was like in the very beginning, our first year in the business, we didn't go below $20 a piece.
Okay.
Because that's what Mr. Hughes told us.
Mhm.
And he was like, just respect yourselves. And then like as the just went on, we just were always business oriented because we drag Jack around in everything. and we goof off and we do stupid things and everything. But there's one thing that we do, and is we stay business. Like with it, when it comes to money and it comes to other things, like
handshake,
everything. I'll
wipe
shake
your
everyone's
feet before you get in the ring.
Yeah, wipe my feet before I get in the ring. Fucking little things people don't even realize that
Like
are super professional.
Getting up for a vet in the locker room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just everything, because that's how Hughes trained me.
Mm-hmm.
If Hughes walked in the room, if one of us didn't get up, someone's gonna heat.
Okay.
Yeah, it was disrespectful.
All of us would.
Yeah.
Because one of us better get up.
Okay.
It was just the way it's supposed to be. And like a lot of people don't even notice. Like me and Mason, we're super disrespectful to anyone that's a vet. Or we're super respectful, not
I was
disrespectful.
gonna say.
I was
No,
like,
sorry,
wait, what?
sorry. We're super respectful
Here
to
comes the
anyone
heat.
that's a vet. like I will give anyone their due. I'll fucking it doesn't matter if you've done more in this business than me. Then I think you deserve the respect.
Okay. All right. October 2011, you ventured into New York. So was this your first time heading northeast at that point, or had you done that before?
No, that was the first time.
That was the first time.
That was the
Okay.
first time ever going.
How did you find the environment in terms of compared to where you had been wrestling?
East Coast? They don't like us. Like
Yeah.
Really?
not the fans, they love us, but
Okay.
I know the workers. I mean, they like us that we're cool
Mhm.
and we hang out, but they don't want to work us because we don't work their style.
Okay.
Fucking, and me and him are stubborn as shit because I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
Okay. All right.
So it was like 2011 when we went to East Coast and everything like that. It was the first time, and like it was a struggle, still is.
Okay.
Even to this day, Juicy Product match and beyond 2014, goddamn struggle.
Really?
It was just like, we're not into this. We don't do all this.
Okay.
I was like, why are we doing all this to get to this one move? Why are
Mhm.
we doing this? And it's just like, it's just a struggle. Like, it's so simple to be like, so what are you going to do? I'm just going to toss you out.
Okay.
And then people go,
I'm gonna powder it, man.
yeah, I'm going to powder you. People were just like, well, you want to give me something? It's like, it's a show, man. You know, I'm going to throw you over the rope, and you're going to go, oh, my knee, and fall down.
So they're like, people would be like, how am I gonna stay down?
And then they're like, how am I going to stay down? Sell.
That's
What
what
do you
you're
mean, how
gonna
are you going to stay
make
down?
up an injury.
Make
It's
up-
pro wrestling.
Pro fucking
You just got
wrestling.
threw out of a ring. Oh crap, my knee hurts.
Mhm.
You could lay there
Fall
for
down.
20 minutes
You
now.
can lay there forever. Motherfuckers do that angle all the time. My knee hurts, ref.
Some people were like, I'll hit you with the stunner and you guys just sell out or
Yeah.
something crazy or something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, we don't need to do all of that.
Do you feel that's been a product of the fans and everything like that? That they've sort of ramped up these kind of expectations?
No,
or-
I think
I
that's
think
a
it's-
product of the boys.
I think it's
Okay.
the boys thinking they're upping each other.
They're upping each other,
Okay.
and they just think that, like, no, it's just a fact. Most wrestlers nowadays wrestle for themselves.
And I've
They
done
don't care about the fucking fans. They
I've
go
done
out
it.
there and there's like, you hear that silence?
and we've done it
It's
both
like a
ways.
Japanese crowd out there.
And
It's
sometimes,
like, no, motherfucker, they'll react if you just fucking go,
I mean,
ready?
and we've done it both ways. And like you still wrestle someone that like puts a lot of spots together, and you go out there and it's just like dead silent until your stuff comes in, and you're just like blah 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 to the crowd and then get a reaction.
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, what works? I just go with what makes the reaction from the crowd. I don't go what I think's cool. Well, I do. I think flips are cool, so I do flips. But they get a reaction from the crowd,
Mhm.
and I don't do much to get to them, and then it's the crowd can follow it. I feel like.
Okay.
And then, like, I think that, like, being as real, that's one thing from Necro we learned was, like the larger, and also McFoley does it a lot to a certain extent, is, like, the larger-than-life image is just not believable. Fucking,
Okay.
like McFoley is down-to-earth, real, fucking, if you're a fan, he'll sign your shit. Like, in St. Louis, like, he did a comedy thing, and, like a bunch of people showed up, and he just stayed and signed autographs all night until, like, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's like Necro goes out and hangs out with the fans after the show, during the show, whenever, and he just hangs out there with those people.
Mhm.
Fucking, and to me, it's just like, that's more important than the match sometimes, is
Okay.
that connection with the fans that you create.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't even need the match sometimes. They're already there because you're there.
Mhm.
And then you're giving them that extra, like, they just saw your match. Now you're hanging out with them. So now they're getting that extra oomph. So whenever we come to town next
They're
time,
definitely gonna they show up,
going crazy for us.
Okay.
and they're gonna be there to see you because they're like, oh, I like them because they're cool. I learned that from Necro.
Mhm.
He'll have like a bunch of guys that just like, oh man, Necro's so cool. those guys are always going to show up to see Neko when he's in
They're
town.
always
Right.
going to be there. 'Cause
Right.
they want to hang out and party with them.
So, just in terms of how I'm hearing you guys describe this stuff, so what are kind of your thoughts? Because everybody likes to sit and say, oh, kayfabe's dead and all that kind of stuff. It sounds like what you guys are talking about is sort of a more authentic approach to who you are and how that interacts with the fans. Like, how do you feel that's affected at all by being the heels out in the ring, but then hanging out with the fans? Do you think that's a negative in any way?
I mean, if you're wanting to run a traditional show, yeah, it's a negative.
I still, as a
So
heel,
it depends on the type of show.
as a
It
heel,
depends on the show. And
I won't ever go out and hang out with the fans while the show's going on in front of the
Yeah.
crowd. I still
Mhm.
don't
Won't
like
do
doing
that.
that.
Okay.
As a heel, I won't
Because-
hang out while the show's going on. But at the end of the show, I might hang out with some of the fans that I've known for years.
And like
Okay.
I separate from the show.
I
too.
separate from the show.
Okay. So when a show is happening, that's
Yeah.
business, but once the show is over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
give
show's
them a
over.
little special time.
Because, like,
Okay.
I put it... kayfabe, kayfabe is what it is.
Mhm.
I agree with it. I respect it. And everything like that. But at the same time, like, in the modern era, and you have a guy out there and he does something and they go, well, it's just not believable that he got up from that. And it's just like, yeah, it is. He just actually got up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he did just fall down for real.
Yeah,
And
just
he
fell
really
down for
did
real,
just
and
get up.
really got up.
Right.
Fucking, so it's like when I hear the older vets talk like that and certain things, and it's just like, to me, professional wrestling is contact theater, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go overzealous. Like you've been working my arm this whole time. Why are you gonna do this to me? It's just like because I mean, if you want to get to the psychology of the thing, it's not about that. It's about winning 1, 2, 3. So the psychology of the matter is if I drop you on your head, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Regardless if I worked your arm the whole time.
Okay.
Fucking, you just got dropped on your head. Fucking, but it's just like, to me, psychology is not even that aspect of professional wrestling. Psychology is the control of the fans. It
Okay.
is not the actual story. Like, psychology doesn't mean you have to work it on
Right.
the whole time. Psychology to me is that I can go out there and I can control those fans. They react to me turning just to turn to them and make my expressions, and they react.
Okay.
Psychology to me is that. 5-star matches is that.
Okay.
Like, I don't think a 5-star match is like has to be tons of falsies.
Right.
Hulk Hogan and Abdullah the Butcher in New Japan in 1986 is technically a 5-star match.
Crowd was into it.
Crowd was going bonkers.
Sure.
So why did the 5-star match change? Why did the psychology of that change?
Mhm.
Why is it different? Why is it making a difference? Like at FIP just recently, we didn't really do anything. We just went out there and brawled, and we did everything. And those people got on the internet and started saying like 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, all the marks rated
Best
it.
match
Oh,
on the
best match
show.
tonight, blah, blah.
And they're just rating it, and it's just like, so who? And it's not saying that the guys that did their thing were wrong,
Yeah.
but like
They didn't do
in the
nothing
modern
different.
era, they didn't do nothing different.
Okay.
Like Mr. Hughes always taught us, like even when we did the shorts, everyone hated the shorts, everyone hated it because we didn't traditionally look like professional wrestlers, but our trainer did not look traditionally like a professional wrestler. And what we grew up enjoying, we didn't enjoy traditional wrestlers.
Yeah.
So like what I enjoy is not what those guys enjoy. Like Jake Parnell is a good example. We hang out with him all the time. Grew up on Ring of Honor. He is 20 years old. So there's a decade in between us. So whenever I'm sitting here going, man, this match from blah blah blah, and he's just like, oh, I grew up and watched Ring of Honor. I was
Check
like,
out
I forgot. Ring of Honor's been around for almost fucking a decade and some years. And I'm
Mhm.
like, so you did grow up on this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So it's like it changes. So what I think is, but what we do now is different. Like where you have the Young Bucks.
Sure.
Fucking, we've worked them. Great match. It was awesome working the Young Bucks, but they have their style, and it's different.
Okay.
And but everyone now does it.
So for as you've described, like you have your style, and like when you were on the East Coast, there was a little bit of butting heads about it.
Yeah.
How did you mesh with the Young Bucks in that respect?
It was actually
Super
really
easy.
super easy.
Okay.
They have their thing that they want to get over, and in reality, Young Bucks are actually super deceiving. They just throw a bunch of super kicks. That's it.
Yeah, they're super easy to work.
Yeah.
They're all taunts.
They're all taunts.
So like
They're like, just sell
So
and
they're-
let us get our shit over.
so pretty much they're working too. Like like everyone thinks they're doing a lot, but really they're seeing their double teams.
Which are a
and,
lot and big.
But it's really just their double teams, and it's them
There's a
suck
lot
it,
of
suck
working.
it, and all that gimmick.
lot of
and,
super
and that's
kicks,
their
a lot of
version
working.
of, and they're getting over with the crowd doing their thing. So like really, I don't know.
They do a little back and forth in the beginning with their stuff and everything like that, but essentially the Bucks always get down to taking a heat role, and they still play the heel role in most promotions, and they do the suck-its, and you just lay there most of the time, and the match is actually really easy.
Okay.
And we click really well with them.
If you can't have a good match with them, you probably should quit the business.
Yeah, you're not a good tag team.
That's all I
You're not a good tag team.
Okay. Okay.
Because they're simple and easy. But like, it was just good times with those guys. It
Nice.
was really good.
Okay. Rewinding again, back to 2012, September of 2012, you guys wrestled Masada and Necro Butcher
Oh, yeah.
for IWA Midwest. How was that?
The match was actually supposed to be. No, that match actually was supposed to happen. We worked Masada originally. It was supposed to be Drake and Scotty Vortex. Scotty no-showed, and it became Masada and Drake. And then the match went really well. And then Drake wanted to book it again, or Ian wanted to book it again. And this is whenever it was IWA, but he was booking it, but he wasn't owner.
The Midwest
whatever.
was still IWA. He was
It was still
trying
IWA.
something.
Gotcha.
Then he
Okay.
The
But
boys
he-
didn't even know it when they show up, and then Ian's sitting in the locker room. You're like, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 and 2 has now been put together. And, so we do the Masada. The rematch is supposed to happen. Doesn't happen the way it's supposed to be. So Necro gets put into the match.
Okay.
And it was just really easy. It was fun.
Okay.
Those two butted heads a little bit.
Okay.
But it was like not like heat or anything. They
Yeah.
just didn't. Masada is just a different worker than Necro.
I was gonna say they approach things very
Yeah,
differently.
Very
Masada
different.
is more new age and wanted to do a little more maybe.
Yeah.
And Necro was just like, that's good enough.
Okay.
We got enough. This can be the finish. It's good enough.
Okay.
Crowd will buy it. That's
Yeah.
what
He was
Necro.
like, they'll buy it.
He's like, it
they'll
doesn't
buy
really
it."
matter, you know.
Okay.
And that's what he kept saying, and Masada was just like, "God damn it, Dylan, I want to do more." I wanna
And
do
it was
this."
because Dylan was doing the top rope hurricane for the finish, and then Masada thought it wasn't good enough. He thought it needed a chair or something, and so they fought, and they weren't going to do the chair. And during the hurricane, I'm taking the Rana, and then Masada slides
Puts the chair in there anyways.
in place, and I take
Just
it through the
puts it
chair.
in there
and
anyways.
that's the finish.
and that was the finish.
But I just love it because like as I'm taking the Rana, I'm like, okay, and he's like, I'm folding the chair, it's like aiming it, like
Wow.
there it is, where are we gonna land? And then I
just-
land on the open chair.
All right.
That's the finish.
All right.
But it was a good match. It was fun. We're cool with both guys actually. So
Yeah.
like they just they wanted to have a good match with us.
Masada's
Okay.
awesome.
Masada's awesome. He's cool.
Yeah.
Fucking easy to work with. Cool dude. We'll be seeing him tomorrow. Can't wait
Yeah.
to see him. I haven't seen him since King of Death.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, he's he does take his work very seriously.
Yes, he
Yes.
does.
And I
Masada
think that
is
catches people off
serious.
guard sometimes. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So.
But he does party hard.
He takes it more serious, and Necro's more laid back, so that's
Very
why
laid back.
That's the
Right.
only reason they
They
argue.
butt heads on that.
Sure. Sure. Also in 2012, you wrestled for 01 USA.
Yeah.
What is there anything in particular that stands out about your time working there?
We had their belt.
We
just
had their belt. We
like
just
3.
finally lost them for 3 years.
Really?
That's probably when we won them.
Yeah, that's probably when we won them.
Who'd you win them from?
Cage and Castle.
Okay, yeah, a ladder
Okay.
match.
Now, how was the whole 01 USA thing working at the time? Because I remember when it sort of first started as this East Coast fed as like an extension of
Yeah.
01 in Japan. So what was it by this time that you guys were working with it?
At that time, that Sheik dude from Florida.
I don't know his real
Oh, yes, I know who you
Machete.
mean. Machete.
Machete,
yeah.
Not like, not the
name.
North
He
Sheiks.
got into 01 through some Japanese tours.
Okay.
Got in with Dave Cavazos. He's the promoter of 01 USA. Got him to put some money behind
But
some
it
things.
started because it was NWA.
Yeah.
Okay.
NWA.
And then,
Supreme or whatever they
yeah,
call it.
and then that Sheik guy somehow, like, convinced
Manipulated his way into
Uh,
getting some stuff.
that one dude that passed.
Ed Schumann.
Ed Schumann was
Right.
like all about the Sheik.
Was
Yeah,
all
yes,
about
he
it.
was.
All
Oh, yes, he
about-
was.
all
Yeah.
He was giving them a lot of
And
power.
somehow Sheik got
with the
given
NWA.
the NWA belts and territory
Yeah.
of
So-
the Midwest,
Right.
and then they tried to continue running it, and then Dave just doesn't have that drive. He's happy just running shows.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be the number one promotion. He doesn't care. So like, whenever Sheik was really trying to get him to keep pouring more money into it, he was just like, "No, dude, I don't want to go broke doing this." And he
Okay.
goes, "I just want to run shows, and I'm actually content doing that, just
Okay.
that." And he was like, "I don't need 5,000 fans." He was like, "I'm actually happy
Yeah.
with the 100 fans that come."
Mm-hmm.
But when Ed Schumann
yeah.
passed, he turned it into 0-1.
Turned it into 0-1. Dave went under the umbrella, and then Dave started working from Sheik fired us.
Yeah, we got fired a little bit for a second.
Why was that?
Because
Because
he
we would not wear
wouldn't-
traditional gear.
He actually.
Really?
The
He
funny
hated
thing
the
is,
shorts that bad.
he hated shorts. He wanted us to. One time, he told us to get bibs, and we were like, "Nah, this is way before we started wearing bibs." They're like, "Nah, we're not wearing bibs."
Okay.
I mean, because he's like, "You should be the Moondogs, and I'm the Sheik." So it's like, "No, we're not doing the Moondog gimmick."
And then he told us to get Jim Neidhart, Bret Hart style gear.
and we were
It
like,
looked like a proper tag team.
nah, I don't think so. And
And then
we're
he fired us.
Yeah, he fired us. And also, he's one of those guys, over the years, we always got guys that come up and go, "You got to quit going out there and having WrestleMania-style matches on these indies." And he goes, and he booked his first match, and we were wrestling
Gunnar Franks and Neil
Neil
Diamond Cutter.
Cutter, which was our gimmick brother at the time. And we were already like, "Yeah, we're going balls to the wall." And then he's like,
We'd
"All
already
right,
made the
we just need he immediately put us in line. Like, he was like, "No more of that crazy crap. This is first match." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem, sir." Because also a thing I learned, you don't tell anyone you're going to do anything. You just go ahead and do it.
You just do it.
Easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Yeah.
I learned that from Ian, though, so.
So
one
we
thing
just
he
went
taught
out there
me.
and fucking did it. And he got super pissed.
Pissed. Crowd was going crazy. I sold so much merch that night.
And
I
then-
went right to my merch table and just
We
started
made
selling merch.
$175 on merch.
Yeah.
Fucking, he's working Bear St. Pierre in the main event. First of all,
Bear St. Pierre is garbage.
Bear St. Pierre is fucking garbage, and it is. And guess what? It's your fault, Sheik, for working garbage and
you-
having a shit match.
Because
with
he
him.
booked the show.
He booked it. You booked yourself against him. Not my fault.
Right?
Fucking. So he goes out there and he has fucking abortion number 2.
And he stands
fucking
next to his merch table like a sad kid trying to sell merch, and we're fucking sold out and still shaking hands for free. Like, yeah, motherfucker, you're not getting
And
that.
Harker Dirge is actually he's cool as shit. He was just like, it's his fault.
Yeah, I
And he
mean,
was like, he should have booked it smarter.
should have put us on main event. We wouldn't have sold
He was
no
like,
merch.
you should have put it on main event. You guys probably wouldn't have sold no merch.
Was there any hope to go to Japan by working through this
Oh,
company
we
for
actually
you
got
guys?
offered to
Yeah.
go to Japan, but the deal is just not that good.
Who was that for?
Nakamura 01.
oh, okay.
John Gresham had been going over for
Yeah,
a
we had a
little
lot
bit.
of guys in there trying to get pulled. for
John
us.
was putting us over, and the deal was that we'd be reimbursed tickets.
And I just didn't-
And I don't have $1,600 up front that shit.
Yeah.
So I turned it down.
Okay.
So
They would
that's
pay
why
you when you get there, but you had to
Yeah.
get yourself
we
there.
would have to,
Pay
they would
over
pay us
tour.
back over the tour,
And so,
and then some for
Okay.
your money, and it was just like.
but it also, like, with all these like green kids going over now, it's like Japan knows they're all marks and they take their
Yeah,
money.
and I'm not.
I didn't
want
to be part of that, and that's
I don't
pretty
wanna
much
do it.
what he was trying to set up because they have a lot of Australian guys that were doing it for free, and then I wasn't gonna be part of that. And the reason, and John, I don't know, John might have did some stuff, but he hasn't done. I don't know. They don't want to fly.
He got heat with him. They got upset with him, so
Okay.
it just fell apart with him. And then he did DT before that. He did the 01s, and then I'm hoping he gets his stuff turned around right now. Right now he's doing pretty good. So.
Okay. Have you guys ever sent out any feelers towards Japan again since, or
Yeah,
had any
I've
contact
sent-
from them?
I've sent a lot of stuff to Japan.
Okay.
It was just the same message usually in return is pay your way.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
it's just like,
And-
no.
That's yeah. All right.
and
Like, right now we harass FMW.
yeah, exactly what we do.
I was very excited when that reboot came out. Yeah, very excited.
So I'm just like, hey.
You should use some new talent.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Any thoughts or memories on or road trip stories from when you started working for Anarchy Championship Wrestling? Now I gotta ask this question because I've heard tell that you guys can be a little bit of a problem on road trips.
Really?
I think we're the
that,
best.
that you might you might have some fun. There might be sort of a damage in your wake as you move through.
I guess if you're not used to us and you're not close friends with us, if we're doing a 16-hour road trip, there's about $1,000 worth of damages.
We're gonna steal a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
break
gonna
a lot of stuff.
break a lot of stuff. I'm gonna piss on every bathroom I come across.
Yeah, that's like my
And-
tradition. I
Can
pee
I-
on everything.
Why? Are you just
Why?
marking territory as
Why?
you go?
Because
or-
like I have a very strong bladder, and when I pee, it like splatters back on me on urinals. So
it's like, honestly, it's like,
so
whatever, fuck.
when I was in high school, I learned I would just pee on the floor and not at my home. That's bad. I'd be on the floor, I wouldn't get splashback because I got more
So
resistance.
he just pissed on floors.
So one day I was peeing on the floor, and Alex is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I pee on every floor I go to." And he goes, "Really?" So we all just start peeing on floors. But it's really because I just like I don't want to get piss on my leg. It sucks.
Okay.
I could pee 14 feet.
Yeah, he can. We've made
You've measured
14
it?
feet.
We fucking
World record's
14
18 feet. I'm gonna beat it.
Where did this measurement occur?
Last or the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we went out. We were like, we have to figure out how much I can pee because like I could always be like, psh, and people would be like, "Whoa!"
He could pee over the
like
stall.
yeah, like I've done things over the
into
years.
the fucking floor. Of
If
the
I have to
bathroom.
pee, I'll be in a stall and like no one's next to me. I'll be like guys watching. I'll be like, watch what? Like, starts raining down the other side, and they're like, holy crap!
Wow.
So then one day we're like, we have to figure out.
Do you
how
do
far.
Kegel exercises? Like
No, like I don't know.
All right. Okay.
He just has a strong
Apparently,
Strong
apparently.
pee. I've worked that muscle now. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
trying
Only
to
the
get
person
there.
we know that pees just as good as him is Necro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Necro's got a good pee, but he can pee a long time.
He pee for
A
a long
good pee
period.
story. I got 2 good pee stories of Necro.
Okay.
One,
Kenny Jones?
Kenny Jones. Kenny Jones is a stupid green kid, and we're going Joe Rance.
JCW, but we're going to our friend
Joe Ranta's house to have fun for 420, and it's like one
Cake and ice cream, right?
cake and
Cake
ice
and
cream.
ice cream.
Yeah.
420, you know, because we
We're in
celebrate
Michigan.
the holidays that way.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to Michigan after JCW, going to 420 to this dude's house and our bro's house, and on the way there, Necro's
Kenny's
got to
being
pee.
a shithead
and,
wine baby.
and he's being a crybaby, and he's across our laps, and it's like Frank Wyatt driving, Necro in the passenger
Necro,
seat,
he's going to sit in the passenger seat.
and
That's
then
the way it
and
goes.
then Devin, me,
Alex.
Kenny Jones
Kenny.
across our lap. Necro goes to a liquor store.
He's annoyed by the kid.
Yeah, he goes to the liquor store, gets a bunch of liquor like Necro does, and he's drinking, so we have to piss. So we get to the rest stop, and we got to piss. Well, he first starts pissing on Alex, and Alex is like, this is not fun. So Alex pisses on Kenny Jones.
And Necro goes, I want in on this.
I want in on this. And then starts pissing on Kenny Jones.
This was in the bathroom, I'm assuming.
Yes.
not in
Yeah,
the
it was in the
car.
bathroom, not in the car.
This
It
is
was in the
a
bathroom.
rest stop.
Sure.
And then I see it, and like Necro describes it as a puppy. We
Weasel his way in for the teat.
Yeah,
And
'cause,
then
like,
Mason
I weaseled
weaseled his
in
way into
and
pee
got-
on
and
Kenny.
I'm peeing. It's 3 men just peeing on
Peeing
Kenny.
on him, and I'm just losing it, going, God damn, they're peeing
Like,
all over
soaked
this
from
kid.
the knees down.
And then the goddamn kid goes to get in the car, and I was like, what kind of respect do you
No,
have?
you gotta take your
Fucking
clothes
take
off.
your clothes off.
My favorite thing is, as we're peeing on him, Necro's like, we got respect for the green kid because we're peeing from the knee down. We got
Because we're not peeing on,
On the-
him up here.
Here,
He
knee
goes,
down.
"See, I don't like you, but I'm peeing below
The knee.
because I'm a man and respect another man." And I'm just like, God damn it, Necro.
And to be
And
fair,
then the other one was with Teddy Hart.
yeah, we would. Okay, we're at Jersey All Pro, and Necro's like, "Hey, man,
You want to go hang out with Teddy Hart?
you want to go party with Teddy Hart?" And I was like, "Do I?" I was like, "He's like, he says some really weird shit," and I was like, "Yeah, I bet he does. Let's go hang out."
Okay.
So we sit with Teddy Hart.
But
Blah blah blah.
they get drunk. Well, Necro gets drunk. Mason, and they go hang out in the bath or in the hallway.
I go, let's
'Cause
go-
Necro, or Teddy's done. He dismisses.
Yeah, I go.
Dismissed.
I go, we better go. I go, I want to pee in the hall. And Necro goes, no, you can't do that. Let's all go pee in the hall. And
So
so,
everyone's just
We go down-
pissing
we go down
these
the hall.
steps.
How many people are pissing down
it's
the
me, Necro, and Alex
Yeah,
Rudolph.
it's 3 of them.
steps? Okay.
And so we find the stairwell, and then we pee down it. Well, mine can hit the wall, so the Necro's like, man, I better see how far I can pee. And he's almost hitting the wall, but it's just coming down. But then we finish, and he goes for like 3 minutes, it feels like. We're just sitting there just like, God, come on, Necro's like, hold on. Hold on. It's like, there's a fountain shooting out of there.
Wow.
And then, yeah, we
And
peed
they
over.
peed all over that. It was
Hotels,
hotel.
All right.
yeah. That's
Okay.
the second hotel I peed on. I peed on a lot. Probably more than others.
My
other one was this IWA show, and oh man, I hope you don't watch this. And he was like, "Oh man, don't destroy the hotel, blah blah blah." And I never got in trouble for this. The hotel never found out, so it's all okay. It's okay. I went right around the room as he's buying the room. I'm in the dark of the room, just pissing by the trash can. Jake Pornell walks in, and goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Pissing," and he goes, "I want to do this." I'm like, "I teach green kids bad things."
So we just
peeing in hotels.
I guess we're a pain in the travel with, but we think
I should rephrase. Like you're not. It's just you better if you're going to travel with you guys. There is a style that happens while you travel, so you better be prepared.
We entertain ourselves. Like I don't know.
It's fucking boring.
Sure.
We've drove to Mexico, and then on the way to Mexico,
goddamn Mexico,
we had to come up with some things to entertain ourselves.
All right. What's the best thing you stole? You mentioned stealing things quite a bit. The best I've ever heard of from the person that trained me was at a hotel. They stole the continental breakfast, and by that they meant the toaster, the racks of cereal, all of it. So
I don't know if I ever went that good.
Okay, all right. Not to cut you down, but
the craziest, priciest things we ever stole was actually
$300 worth of
fur that the Vikings wear on their. Well, Alex wears on his feet.
Okay.
Because we didn't know real fur cost that much, but we just went in a place and we usually just steal crappy stuff. So if you you don't
even tucked it in my bibs.
Yeah, we
stole wearing the ring right now.
We used to call them before they were the bibs that he wears in the ring.
They were stealing bibs.
They were the stealing bibs.
Stealing bibs.
Because you can just shove anything in there. He looks like big old country boy.
Big old country boy just walking out all fat. We're full of fucking shit. One night we were it hangs in our fucking living room. It was this big metal thing we stole in Texas. I stole
out of a bathroom.
And Mason was like, "There's a cop out there.
There's a cop right outside the bathroom." And Devin's like, "I want it." He's outside the bathroom. And Devin just shoves up under there and cracks the door.
Underneath my shirt.
The cop walks by and goes out the door, and Devin just follows the cop and walks behind him. As the cop goes into his car, Devin just walks by and gets in our car. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. And then this American flag I stole, they had it on a giant flagpole. See, it's not stealing an American flag, just so everyone knows that you're an American and you're entitled to.
You're entitled. Everyone can play with the American
flag.
I took
the American flag.
We didn't disrespect it. We didn't throw it on the ground.
Disrespect it. That American flag now belongs to Hudson Envy. She has it in her collection.
She's a thief.
She has a flag collection?
No, she just has
She has that one.
Has a flag as part of a collection.
We were like, "We'll steal you something." And she's like, "All right." And she got an American flag.
Got an American flag.
All right.
And then, oh, man.
Because some people think it's funny what we do, and some people think it's bad. It's funny.
It's funny. It is funny.
It was in front of Walmart, too. And then, the whole time we filmed this and put it on Facebook, and I'm just like, act like you own it. Act like you own it. Devin's just taking it down like he's the guy that takes down the flag, you know?
Yeah.
And everyone just walks
don't
by
look
nothing
like
happened.
that guy.
Yeah. And
Fair enough.
well, what happens is we couldn't get the flag off the pole, so we took the whole pole.
And then I stole the
And
pole,
then
but the pole wouldn't fit in
the
car,
van. So
I chucked it out the highway.
So we were chewing on this flag trying to get it off.
I was chewing through the fucking strings.
And flags
on
are
the
tough.
flag. Yeah, it's tough.
And
it's hard. I got through it though.
And we got kind of nervous because you got a 12-foot pole and half of it's hanging out the window still.
And then you have this fucking 8-foot American flag draped over the inside of the car, and it's just like, we gotta get rid of this pole.
And it's a lot bigger when you get it in a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't look
it's
so
out
big when
there,
it's all
it
the way up
doesn't
there.
look big.
No.
It's like, look at that fucking flag.
It's like a full-blown blanket. I slept with that sucker too on the trip.
He slept with it.
It was warm and everything. I was like, oh yeah.
Wrapped in patriotism. It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, that's what we do. America stole land, we steal flags.
Fair enough. In and amongst that, you mentioned obviously taking trips down to Mexico.
Yeah.
How did you first get down to Mexico?
We went down there and we discovered cocaine and hookers.
Were you unaware that this was in abundance down there?
No, we knew it was there.
Okay, gotcha.
We didn't do no cocaine. But
Just
it was offered.
Okay.
Fucking, we didn't do the hookers either.
No? Okay.
But it was offered.
Okay.
Fucking, but we had a friend, I'm not going to say his name, but his nickname's Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Fucking, he got
So we
2
said his
hookers. And
he was a virgin, all right?
He
This is
was
what
a
we're doing.
virgin.
We're working for the cartel. And
Oh, is that all?
it is. It's
Okay.
all it is. And it was El Reno, El Angel probably. And
I don't even think the promotion exists anymore.
yeah.
Okay.
And it was a small indie in Reynosa. And this guy's like, Ruben Steele tells the guy in Spanish that he's a virgin. And then the guy's like, no
virgin.
Like, he's telling him stories about how he lost his at 12. His, his 12-year-old boy just lost his virginity to a hooker.
Okay.
And
So needless to say, they take Pumpkin to the whorehouse.
We don't know. Actually, we
didn't even know
we were supposed to get the belts, but we
forgot the belts across the border.
We didn't really forget. We were almost like not like comfortable taking the belts across the border, and they wanted the belts, but we weren't comfortable. Okay. And so eventually, when we got over there, and we were on the border, so we can just go right across and get them if we had to. And so like. He was like, "Oh, the money would be this." I was like, "Yes, we can get the belts." And we're like, "Pumpkin's gonna go get the belts." Well, on the mission of him getting dropped off to get the belts, and then when he went back, well, on the way home, the dude took him to the whorehouse, and no one knew this. And then we come back in.
I gave Pumpkin my trans money.
Yeah.
Thinking that because they gave us a lot of trans. And I was thinking Pumpkin would not waste my trans on booze.
Because he don't drink or nothing.
Okay.
And no, he wasted
kid.
all the trans on hookers. And he fucked the goddamn hookers.
And buying Chewy beer.
He bought
And
Chewy
bought
tons of
Chewy
beer.
a hooker.
Bought Chewy a
That
hooker. He bought
Chewy
another man
didn't.
a hooker.
And Chewy didn't even like.
Couldn't even get his nut.
Yeah, he couldn't
The
even get
hooker
hard.
he couldn't even do it. So he
was
wasted
like,
this $30.
he's like, I didn't pay for it, so you can go away.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the night.
Wow.
And then Pumpkin walked in the door, and we go, "Where you been?" And he goes, "Boobies." and we're like, "What?" And he's like, "Boobies." And we're like, "What the hell happened?" And
then we got explained that he had sex with a hooker. And the next day,
he went and had sex with a
he
hooker
had
again.
sex with a hooker again.
And then we were like, we got across the border, and we're like, "Hey man, give us the trans money." Like, actually, we're like 8 hours in across the border.
Yeah.
He was like, "I don't got no money." I was like, "What happened to it?" He goes, "I spent it all in Mexico." I'm like, "We're going to an ATM then, buddy."
Yeah. I was like, we gotta get
There's a
this
reimbursement that's happening.
Yeah. He spends it all on booze and hookers.
Dear. So, how was wrestling in Mexico?
Oh,
wow,
Did you
it was
actually
fun.
do some of that?
Yeah, we wrestled Moscow X-Fly, AAA guy.
Okay.
Arrow Boy. He's been here in the States of CZW and stuff. We had a really good match. It was a really
That was
good
our
time.
first match there.
Fans was awesome. The promotion was actually really good to us. The promoter was actually really good to us. They paid for a hotel, paid for 2 meals a day, and we got brought back. For Arena El Angel, we only worked for
Twice.
But we went down. The main promotion we went for is NGX.
Yeah, we've been.
That's who paid for everything. Was
Okay.
NGX.
Okay.
And,
now, did you reach out to
they-
them, or did they reach out?
They reached out to us.
They did,
They
okay.
were not
They're actually the first
cartel
one.
based or anything like that. They're a real promotion.
Okay.
Fucking all that stuff. And now they don't run because death matches and stuff in Mexico
Yeah,
are like
they're like
becoming
a-
super negative.
They're like a CZW down there. Like,
Okay.
they do wrestling and death matches.
Okay.
And so
Yeah. But like because of that guy dying, Pedro dying, like they don't like
it really
the death
shut
match
down
stuff's
the death
like
match
really
scene.
not
Okay.
popular down there right now.
they got athletic.
They do have the
commission,
commission.
yeah, real
And
commission.
they're just not about the hardcore death matches no more.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then so like that just happened. We were supposed to go down in November for Riot. It's a promotion that just started
Opened up in Monterey.
but we just nothing ever came.
How was, everybody has a very distinct concept of lucha libre. They think of CMLL, they think of AAA. How is that very much the same in the environments you guys are working in, or?
Well,
It's the same-
I mean, it's the same, but
It's
like
the same psychology.
yeah,
Okay.
it's the same
It's just-
psychology as ours.
The match is like a different stipulation.
Yeah, it's a different
Instead
simulation
of a
of
single
the same
fall,
psychology.
It's different. Like sometimes, but then like I've learned a lot of things. There's not just like 3 fall matches. There's like 6-man matches where like there's teams and stuff where like
You
team
gotta pin the
leaders
captain
keep-
one fall, but if you don't
don't
pin the
pin 'em.
captain, it's 2 falls for 1 fall.
Right.
for that.
Right.
So
for
it's
that
like
one
you
fall.
did. This is weird, but we got away
But it's
with
just
like,
stipulations, really. The psychology is the same.
yeah, but like when we went down there, it wasn't like they weren't trying to get us to be lucha.
Right.
So we were just pure the way we are.
I
We
mean,
just what
they
we
would
were.
call spots, and it would be lucha for them to get over. But when it was time for us to get over, it was our stuff.
It was
And we
our
could
stuff.
flow with them getting, you know what I mean? Like we flow with their spots fine.
And honestly, like we only talked a little bit about the matches, and we went out there just like we do everywhere else. We just
Okay.
went out there and did it.
Is there someone down there that, because obviously, like, a lot of the AAA guys are getting a lot of hype right now because of Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Is there anybody from the environments you guys worked in that you think people should look out for or anything like that?
Right now, Pagano. He's the guy
Pagano?
that he's about to be in AAA.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the
So,
hardcore guy. down
He's the
there right now.
hardcore guy.
But he stands out right now. 'Cause
Stands
everyone else is
out.
like, this luchador does this, and he's doing something different.
What makes him stand out?
Well, he doesn't even work the traditional lucha style.
Like he's
Okay.
more American.
he's
based.
trained by Mr. Hughes also.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people don't even know that.
I
Mr.
met-
Pagano is trained by
That was
Mr.
something
Hughes.
cool when we went back to Mexico. Is like when we met him, he's like, "Do you remember me?" And we're like,
We didn't even
I don't
remember.
know." And because he was just some skinny Mexican guy
Skinny Mexican, I
that
don't
didn't speak
remember
well
him, but
English.
Now he's all huge.
Now he's
Okay.
jacked and huge, and he had paint on and stuff. So I didn't really put a face on him.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, okay.
But then Pagano
So he's
was
actually
really over
W4
down
guy.
there. Like a couple of those other guys, I can't remember that one's. He was a flippy guy. I don't remember his name.
Okay.
We and then there's Nacho. He wrestles underneath a Kai Tai. He's pretty good.
Okay.
I like him.
Okay.
Wrestling's changing down there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
you could definitely
stepping
see
away
that.
from the 2 out of 3 falls.
Right.
And
Right.
like
A lot of the promotions
I
do
know-
1 fall.
no
Triple H
one-
does 1 fall
Yep.
now.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm sure like the vets go with the right side arm drags and stuff. Everyone down there was wrestling to the left.
They were wrestling
Were they?
just like us. They weren't
Okay.
even doing
They
the
weren't even
traditional.
like saying, "Oh, this is the American style" because of you. I was like watching people and they're still doing it the left.
Yeah, they weren't even doing it like thinking it was
So,
for us. They were out there doing it.
That was
just
one of
like
the
that.
styles where everyone's like, "That's weird down there because everything's backwards." It wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. What do you guys have any fun stories about your own involvement down in Mexico?
One night in Mexico, there was this female worker. She brought her boyfriend around, and he was like a big fan. And he was like saying something, and I told him, I was like, me and you have sex. And he was just like, oh, no, see, we have pussy. And I'm just like, no, me and you.
Hotos.
Hotos.
So we
Suck
started-
dick, Hoto. And he goes, no, and I just pull down my pants in the street.
We changed the
And
street.
I'm naked now, and I start chasing this Mexican man in the street, in the hotel parking lot,
We have no
into
clue
the
who he
street.
is.
I don't know who he is.
But he's terrified for real.
He's terrified for
Crazy
real. And he's
American guy
running,
that he
and
just
I'm just
met
like,
chasing him
oh,
naked."
come back. And his girlfriend's just laughing at him. And, and then he wouldn't take the group photo because he thought I was just this big rape queer monster that was just going to rape him. And it was funny.
Okay.
And, Mexico was fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
we all peed on Jake Parnell.
Yeah. The reason the whole Hoto thing is funny to us is because we were in a pool just being stupid guys doing stupid stuff, and we were all on Jake Parnell peeing on him is what we're doing, and in
Just
the
looks like
pool
we're hugging him.
But this little kid that was like 8 years old was like, Hotos, and we were like, Ruben, what's he saying? He's calling you guys homos, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
And then so Jake Parnell looks at this little Mexican kid and goes, Otto. And the kid goes, oh. Takes off. And then from there on out, everyone in Mexico, we screamed Hoto too. We would just be like, Hoto. And they'd just be like, oh.
But it's funny down there. They love that.
They
that
love
won
gay
us
jokes.
over in the locker room.
Yeah,
because
they won us over. They all laughed so hard at that shit.
they think it's cool. I don't know why.
like these exoticas.
I was
they
gonna
would
say,
come
you got
up
the
to us,
exotica
and
culture,
then
so-
They think that's funny. That's like real good comedy to them.
that's real good comedy.
Okay.
Fucking.
So they do it in front of the crowd, but they do that crap in the locker
Sorry,
room all day
Colt
long.
Cabana. If you're in Mexico, you'd have to be gay.
Yeah, you gotta pinch butts and run in
Yeah,
circles.
pinch butts and run in circle to be funny.
Did you ever work with any of the exoticos?
No.
No, yes, we did. A ref.
Oh yeah!
There was an exotico ref?
Yeah!
And,
So
like,
the
and we were
ref-
the heels, so he would pinch our butt, and we
He'd
would have
pinch
to
our
run.
butts!
And he would
We'd
like
run from him.
He was like, just act like you're scared of it. Act like you're scared of it. And he would just like act all gay. And they would be like, oh yes. And the crowd would be like, yeah.
and
Heels
then
are scared
kiss
of
the
gay
male
people.
fans in the front row. He'd get out of the ring and be like,
And they pop over that. They love it.
Yeah, it's,
So it's
It's
whatever.
over. It's over
Yeah.
in Mexico.
there's a whole huge culture for it, so it's all good. It's all good. All right. Uh,
It's good stuff.
wrap it up a little here. You guys actually mentioned earlier Wrestling for Beyond and wrestling against Heidi Lovelace and Jordan Grace. It's kind of it's an interesting topic kind of right now, men wrestling women,
Yeah.
and things like that. And there is a very vocal, I'd say a vocal minority who is not so keen on the idea, especially in the context of wrestling. What's sort of your guys' opinion on working with women and wrestling with women?
100,000 views.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
I
That's
think
the opinion
they should have to honestly like them intergendering it with the men.
You do.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think it makes it stronger. They come out with like better man. I don't know. I'm not like crapping on women wrestling. I'm just saying it makes it stronger. Makes them look better in the long run.
Okay.
Like Heidi Lovelace, for example. I think a lot of her best matches are against guys.
Okay.
And I'm not like crapping on any girls that she's ever worked or her girl
Because
matches.
I think Heidi's awesome.
Because she's an awesome worker. It's just that like sometimes like I don't know. It just makes something special.
The man versus woman seems to be.
And it's
very-
over. The crowd loves it.
They do. They definitely do. Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right.
I think it's something people ain't seen, and it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah, controversy to the whole situation because
Right.
man beating women,
Yeah.
yada yada yada.
Right.
But it's whatever. Like, it's the modern era. I mean, they know it's a show, so we're not really beating up women.
Right.
It's not we're out there going, yeah, my dinner sucks.
Yeah.
But I think it makes, even though I don't like it when guys just look at women wrestling like it's like eye candy. They still got that with the women versus guys, but it's like still an athletic match.
Yeah,
So it
that's
forces
better.
like fans to actually like pop and do things instead of just being like boobies and butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a better environment for everyone on the end of the day. Because, like, look at girls like Heidi and stuff. And they're getting over and they're getting out there.
Mhm.
And, like, Heidi is a pretty girl, but she doesn't have the assets that the higher-ups would require.
Sure.
Like, so, like, the work rate is important for her.
Mhm.
Fucking, so, like, when you don't got double Ds, you gotta work harder. And I think that's good for a lot of the women when they have to work the dudes and stuff because, no offense to certain girls in the business, I think trainers and sometimes go easy on women in the business.
Yeah.
And women get a lot of things easier in this business.
Yeah, they do, because like it's like green kids are here, and then girl wrestlers are here, and then vets, because girl wrestlers are always a step above because they ain't got to do as much. They ain't got to take the ring down. They ain't got to do that because people are like, it's a girl.
Right.
It's just like in real life, we like a
We
man's
open the
gonna-
door. We do whatever
we're-
for a lady.
You know, and if a guy's like, do this, he's the shithead now. So
Yeah.
no one wants to be that guy.
No one wants to be the cocksucker
So-
that tells a lady to do something.
Okay. All right. There was one match in particular I wanted to ask you about because when I heard about it happening, I still haven't had a chance to see it. I was very intrigued. Was you guys Beyond against the Hit Squad?
Oh.
Yeah,
That was
awesome.
that was a dream match.
It was a dream
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Because I watched them. You know, that's like one of those guys that
In 2004.
like we weren't wrestling yet, so like we
Yep.
were marks, and then like the Hit Squad, that was like something like awesome. I was like, oh wow, that came around like 10 years later. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we worked the Hit Squad, and it was really fun. It was stiff.
Sure.
They were good dudes. They
I mean, I learned from that match a real
Yeah.
steady pace
were steady pace.
because like they're bigger guys than us, so like they were like slow down like the whole time out there. And it's like if you watch the match, it's a really awesome paced match, and it's like really all Japan '80s is how like they planned it. I
and it was
think.
awesome. And like Mac and Moff both were very like they wanted the match too.
Okay.
So it was very nice to have that type of match.
All right.
And especially from guys that we enjoyed and enjoy their work.
It was stiff, but it was like
It's all safe.
it was all safe spots and a nice proper pace.
Okay.
Nice.
So it wasn't just like someone drilling you in the face 1,000 times and knowing the crowd can't even see it.
Okay. Very nice.
But it was just awesome. Those guys are good guys.
Cool. Very good.
A lot of people were afraid of them, but they're teddy bears.
I mean,
I would love to do it again.
you know, as a fan, like watching them in those early days, like I saw it was the constant footage of them spearing
Oh, no.
Elax into the wall. You
I
know?
still want Devin to take the wall thing. It's just like Beyond is the wall.
Yeah,
so far
it's
away.
further out.
So
You're
I
not
was-
taking it?
No,
Not
I think
taking it. Oh,
I
come
don't.
on.
I ain't taking it.
Do
But
it for the fans.
Devin's
Do it
lost
for the
some
fans.
weight, so I feel like now he's lost weight, he can start taking.
He's looking
bumps.
very good. It's true. Yeah. You got to start
Not
pulling.
taking
Your,
the goddamn
you got to start
ball.
pulling your weight around here. All right.
No.
They can get you up.
I don't care. I don't want to take a goddamn bump like that to the floor.
Oh, it's the floor you're worried about. It's not the wall. It's not hitting the wall.
Yeah, it's
hitting
actually
the floor
not hitting the wall,
afterwards.
'cause I might be able to do this.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wall ones was like Eddie Kingston,
Kingston.
taking it. Like, he's young Eddie Kingston, and
Okay.
he eats it so hard it scared me. I was a fan, and like he went and hit back first, and then down on his head, and I was like,
This is the nastiest goddamn thing I've
oh
ever
god,
seen.
it was crazy.
Mm.
That was the one. Everyone else is kind of like speared at it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to take that bump. It was scary.
It's a scary looking thing.
Mac
Definitely.
did it in the Ludus show for Maximos. He did it up
Yeah.
there, and he fucking chucked that kid into the wall.
But their wall was like 3 feet from the thing, so it was like full velocity, smack, and it's down.
You know,
Awesome.
good
Okay.
time for that guy.
Yeah.
It was cool getting to see that live too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was something like as a kid or a teenager, I was like, wow, they're going to do the wall thing. I'm actually going to walk up here and watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this guy die.
Nice. All right. Well, at this moment, in closing, is there anything you guys would like to say to your fans? Yeah, any of that good, fun closing stuff that always happens.
We're just gonna keep doing shit. Enjoy us. Hopefully, you guys keep buying shit, coming to shows and seeing us. That's all.
All right. One last question before Mason gets his chance. To ask you about Enter Sandman.
Oh yeah. So we do this show, Wrestling Invades Alton, which they've changed the name of the promotion to Wrestling Invades America, because boy are they. And so we do a match against Alex Rudolph and Jake Parnell, and we get out to the fucking ring. Like, the whole time they're just like, what are we doing? I was like, whatever.
Yeah, we don't call the match.
Because, by the way, the whole fucking show's yarders.
Yeah.
Just, they're not trained, nothing, so it's like, whatever.
It's a yarders in a college. It's like a real nice yarders situation, though.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
you
how
go
they
to a
do
college, it's a big, like, beautiful room.
Okay.
They're putting some money into it.
And then they're flopping around like...
And then they got a bad ring, so you're like, okay, something happened here. And then you go and watch the first match, and you're like, ooh, this is like yarding. And then you watch the second match, you're like, oh, this is yarding.
And then so we go out there, we're having the match, we're running around the fucking building. It's...
Well, first of all, we wanted... night, we wanted to be New Jack and Mustafa. So, like, we were, like, playing New Jack's music. They didn't have it. So we decided the best combo would be the combined New Jack and Sandman.
So we're just going to play Inner Sandman.
So we were, like, playing Inner
wrestle.
Sandman. And then there's a kendo stick match. We stole the dude's kendo sticks.
Kendo sticks and broke them before you can even have the match.
And it was all for a good entrance, though.
Yeah, it was all for good reasoning.
And then, like, the dude kept shutting the music off. And we're like, no, it's Sandman and New Jack
So
together. So keep playing Inner Sandman the whole match.
On the mic, and I go, play Sandman! Play Sandman! And they play Sandman, and I'm hitting Jake with the kendo stick, and I give the ref a kendo stick, and he starts hitting Jake with a kendo stick, and I go,
like,
Sandman pose.
And then
me and him both do the Sandman pose. Me and the ref just Sandman posing together. And then I go, man, I need to find more gimmicks. And before we do that, I put on this luchador mask.
From the
and then Alex goes, outside interference! And takes off running from me.
And the ref
just tells the ref disqualify him. Outside interference. And I'm attacking him, and he was like, who is this luchador? And then I go to the back.
And I think he's coming
more stuff.
Yeah, and all those guys hid the weapons because they watched us demolish their kendo stick match. So now they got to, like, hide the weapons from us.
Okay.
So I find a white sheet, put it over my head.
Oh, no.
And I come running out the curtain with this white sheet
and
and a kendo stick.
And we're like, what?
And they go, what? And I get close to Alex and Jake, and they go, what are you doing? I go, I'm a ghost. And Alex goes, he's a ghost! And he takes off running. And he's running from us. Jake and him are in front of the crowd, running from me, and I'm chasing him with the kendo stick, just swinging it like this. Chasing him with this fucking sheet over my head. Chasing him, and they're running all over the building. And this goes on for, like, it's a 20-minute match of just...
Yeah.
It's not a match.
No.
And then,
it's a good comedy. People are laughing, like, and people are into it, like, laughing. And at the end of it, I still have people come up to me. I'm ready for fans to be like, mad at me, and they're like, "That's the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. That was a real good match. I heard a lot about you guys.
Real good match. I heard a lot about you
guys." I'm like,
and
you didn't never hear about the ghost spot.
Yeah.
And
So
the Sandman
eventually,
spots.
when we get in the ring, me and Jake, we didn't have a finish plan, and I go, and I didn't laugh the whole time. And I go, duck one, schoolboy me. That's the finish. Duck one, blows the schoolboy.
Yeah, Jake doesn't do
and
the schoolboy.
And I go, God damn it, you fucking
Devin
blew the
schoolboys him
finish.
and goes, God damn it, you blew the finish.
And I schoolboy him. 1, 2, 3.
And then Devin goes, you fucked the finish up.
I was like, how could you do that? We had a good match, and you go out here and you fucked the fucking finish, man. We didn't have anything, but this finish was all we needed to get this match over, Jake, and you fucked it. And he was just like, oh, damn, I'm sorry.
I don't think we can end. Okay, I don't think we can end any better than that. So, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for being here,
Yes.
and good luck to you in the future.
Yes. That was gross.
Snaps off the face.
All right. Easter eggs.
The Gresham story.
What can you tell us about Jonathan Gresham?
Fuck, they're gay.
No, they're real. They're good, though. All right.
We gotta wait.
No, you go. Just go. Yeah.
Oh, so John Gresham, we've known him for a decade. He's with us and since the beginning. He's a close friend, and we've done some pretty damn gay stuff together. So John Gresham was my first male kiss. John, I'm sorry. Me and him were standing on the side of a van at GCW, and I go, "You ever kiss a man?" He goes, "No," and I go, "You want to?" And he goes,
I don't know.
"I don't know," and I kissed him, and he goes,
Now, all right. Is this like a holding the face like a gentle kind of kiss, or was it like a peck?
"No."
It was
A firm lip on lip
okay,
kiss.
yeah.
It was kind of forced. John didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it.
But he didn't go nowhere. John's a little guy, so Devin just had him.
Well,
Okay.
because like we'd always do. He's a very good Greco-Roman, and I'd be like, "John, I could rape you if I wanted."
He could.
And he'd be like, so one night in my living room, I fucking get on him and I hold him down. And he was like, "Just get off me. This is sad." And he goes,
sad.
"Yeah," because he was like, "I gotta sit here and willingly admit that you'd probably be able to rape me if you wanted."
He's
to.
like a champ in that stuff. In high school, he was just like through the
Greco-Roman.
state and everything. So like Devin, like just putting his weight on him and conquering him through rape style.
I dominated him.
Conquer him with rape style wrestling. It bugged him. It was like saddening.
Sad. He was
Yeah.
sad. But anyway, so we're sitting around. We had an old apartment, and we're sitting around, and we have these candles.
We didn't have no power. I'm pretty sure at the
We
time.
had no power. We were using
Probably didn't pay
candles.
the bills or something.
Yeah, we didn't probably pay the bills.
I don't
And
know.
John comes over. We're hanging
had
out.
candles.
We have candles, and John was like, "Man, have you ever dripped candle wax on yourself?"
No, I'm like,
And then
no.
Mason was like, "No," and he was like, "Have you ever done it like in this bedroom?" And he was like, "No," and he was like, "Well, neither have I." And he was like, "Let's see what it feels like." And Mason was like, "Okay," and I was like, "I'm not in." And,
all right,
and Mason's
I'm down.
like, "All right." And then John and him are dripping candle wax on each other.
Where?
On their chest.
Your
They
chest,
took
you were
off
with the
their
chest,
shirts.
okay.
Dude.
They're not nude. They took off their shirts.
Just for just.
And then Mason does.
It's not that. It was
John does Mason, drips the candle wax on him,
That
and
dude-
then he goes. John takes off his shirt and he starts dripping the candle wax on John, and John goes, "Get it on my nipples," and he puts it on his nipples, and then he was like,
And he's like, I gotta go home to my.
"I gotta go home to my girl right now." And he takes the candles and he went home.
And then we brought the candles back the next day. I was like, you didn't have to bring the candles
Yeah, you
back.
have to bring the candles back.
He's like, we didn't
These
sell
are not
candle dough.
necessary.
And then
We
down the line from that, being bored again, we had these girls dress me and John up like in drag.
drag.
And then we were like,
I was their pimp.
Right.
And we went walking on the side of the road.
Were you fully bearded by this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had beards.
I looked like a dude in drag, but John looked
John
pretty
looked
cute.
cute.
A
And we're
little
walking
bow.
down the side of the road, and fucking, we have all these guys in Atlanta driving by. Funny thing in Atlanta, one of our friends got propositioned for having his hands in his pants in Atlanta. The guy came up to him and was like, "Hey man, can I see your dick?" And then he was like, "No." And he goes, "Why's your hand in your pants?"
So, like,
And he was like, "Because they're just in my pants." And so prostitution's very popular down there.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So
warm,
we
it's
get
pretty
into
cool.
this situation, and we're walking in a not very nice neighborhood where someone would pick up prostitutes. So we're walking along the street. Mason and John are decked out. I'm behind them, and I'm like waving cars. I'm acting like I got two of the finest bitches in Atlanta, Georgia, and you need to come fuck.
And we're being sassy.
And they're being sassy. They're fucking sassy. They're
Pause.
just-
Let's see sassy, please.
I'm just like fucking. I'm
Yeah,
getting
he's
it. I'm
just
just walking. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. And then here comes this. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting real sassy.
And the spotlight hits us.
And boom, my spotlight. I'm like, what's going on? It's a cop.
And we look over, and it's a cop.
He rolls his window down, looks at us.
And then he goes, "What's going on?" I go, my friends are just dressed up like women, and we're just walking around."
And he just goes. He just looks at me and John and just goes in disgust, like.
And he just shakes his head.
And he rolls his window up and he just cruises on.
And I was just like, well, that cop was just like, holy shit. I think I just walked away from two cross-dressers and their pimp.
And then I went around and decided we'll just do flips and drag around town. And then we wore this for a long time. And
Yeah,
then
it was
eventually went home.
several hours.
And then this other wrestler was nearby, so he's living. So we knocked on the door. We came to his house while one was sleeping. And we
then
climbed
they
in
climbed
bed
in bed
into
with
him,
him.
and he freaked out bad. Like he started swinging and punching.
Because
and
he didn't
everything.
recognize them as women.
Yeah, I mean, we're good looking.
Obviously.
Yeah, they were
yeah.
good-looking broads.
I had a mini skirt on.
He had a
Really?
mini skirt on.
All right.
Mason had a mini skirt on. He had a tube top. And Mason's barrel chested,
Barrel.
so his tube top was very stretched.
Yeah.
He had the long hair at the time, so it was nicely curled up.
Yeah, it had it curled.
He had blue eyeshadow. He had red lipstick.
Full beard.
He had a pink tie in his
Any
hair.
rouge?
Yeah, he had rouge.
All right.
And John was wearing skinny jeans, but tight female jeans. He had a blue tank top and a bra to make it look like he had bigger chest because he was
I
jealous
didn't
that
need
Mason's
it.
chest
I had a big chest.
looked very well to his. So he was mad, and so he had to have this bra that he stuffed. And he had a blue thing in his little afro at the time. And he had blue eyeshadow, and he had red, and he had, I think, a little mole or something.
Yeah, the
Man.
funny thing about the skinny jeans he had
It's a
on,
beauty mark.
is
Funny
that
thing about skinny jeans is,
he
sorry,
loved the
John,
jean
he loved
band.
them so much he started wearing women's
and he
jeans
wore
all the
those
time.
home, and he had to explain to his old lady why he had another girl's pants on, or wearing girl pants in the first place.
Wow.
And then he started wearing his old lady's pants.
He did.
Well, there you have it, John Gresham, ladies and gentlemen, through the eyes of the hooligans.
Before he went to Europe and started dressing very Europe-like, he was very
women's pants.
women pants-like.
What's Europe like? Like berets and scarves?
No, it fit in with the women pants style.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He came back with like the pants that button up in the front, and
Okay.
I was like, "Those are girl pants, bro." And he was like,
Not
"No,
in
they're
Europe."
they're not in Europe." And I was like, "You're not in Europe."
Yeah, you're not in Europe, bro. We're in America. And he had his little satchel. And I was
He's like,
that's a purse.
He's
and
like,
he goes, not in Europe.
not in
And I was
Europe.
like, man, there's a lot of stuff they do in Europe that we don't do here that we're not doing here, and we don't ever say, not in Europe.
"Not in Europe."
It's like, yeah, they behead people in Mexico. I'm not beheading a guy going, none.
They do it in Mexico.
I do it in
Down
Mexico.
there, bro. Perfectly
I do it
fine.
in Mexico.
Tremendous. Thank you guys very much.
No problem.